Hello, I'm ABX Toycat, and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today I am here in a iceberg biome, specifically looking over a giant ocean biome, because my goal is to raid ocean monuments in search of the valuable sponges. Although valuable, I guess, is relative. Oh wow, is that an ocean monument literally there? I think it is, but valuable might be relative to what you're thinking about and what you, value or whatever. But honestly, sponges is something I always want more of. I never have enough of when I'm doing a draining project, and you can never have too many sponges. You either have the right amount, or you have like, oh no, I have some more for next time. It just saves you going on more runs. And I figure, if I can spend some time now and save some time later, that's kind of one of the big aspects of my Minecraft world. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to charge in to a lot of different ocean monuments. We're going to break some blocks so we can allow ourselves in. I should have drank a water-breathing potion before I went in here. But yeah, we're going to very quickly, before anything else, oh god, I'm going to start drowning unless I can drink this really fast. Okay, quickly. But yeah, we're going to go inside. We're going to make as many holes as we can now, while we've got the no mining fatigue. And then we're going to take down the Elder Guardian. Then we're going to go get all the sponges. It's going to be a great time. Everyone's going to be a winner besides the Elder Guardians. But who even cares about Elder Guardians? Also, I just realized now there's a lot of Guardians that want me dead right now. Maybe we should watch out for those guys. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having a wonderful Friday evening. This is a little bit of a surprise live stream. I guess they all are surprise live streams to some extent, because I think I have a much better time streaming, and it seems as though people have a better time watching. Maybe my subjective experience is that. But when it is a little bit random, like with the predicted live streams, sometimes, like things aren't perfect. Sometimes things have to fall into play. Whereas the random streams, it feels much more chill. Everything's just kind of okay all the time. Hey, Toycat says Cult of Spifey. Hey, good to see you again, Mr. Spifey. I guess you're Cult of Spifey. I guess your name is kind of unrelated to all of that. But hello, good to see you regardless. Again, always good to see a friendly, or I guess a familiar face. I'm hoping your face is friendly, but familiar is the operative word here. So I'm trying something new for today's live stream. Again, I like to try new things. Maybe you've learned that about me by now. But today what I'm trying out is something called ultra low latency mode on YouTube. So Beamer or Mix or whatever it's called these days, Mixer I think it's what it's called. The Microsoft streaming service has the lowest delay of any major streaming site. So YouTube has a alternative to it called ultra low latency. Like it's get this right. It's the latency between me streaming and your chat is lower than it almost ever is on any other live streams. And the goal of that is so that you can interact with me in the most effective way possible. So I want to test just how low the delay is before we talk about philosophy or, the moral relativism that is our life or whatever it is. By the way, recently started watching and I will continue. Thank you, Maddie Kelly, for deciding to continue. Some people might have said, 5 minutes of Toycat is certainly too much for me. But the fact that you didn't decide that means a lot. But yeah, so we're going to do a quick test to see how fast I can respond to the chat. Or rather, how fast the chat can respond to me. So I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say, everyone get ready. Get on your keyboards ready to respond to this so you can respond as fast as possible. I'm going to say a number between 1 and 10. Get ready to respond. I'm going to say, type this number in the chat, then the number, okay? You ready? We all ready? Hi, TRBX Toycat, and Bulbasaur is the best start in Pokemon. I'm not lying. We've got someone who's wrong in the chat today. Good to see you. Thank you for the $4.99. I think he might be best from a gameplay perspective, but just not from a coolness perspective. And coolness shouldn't be the only factor. I'm just saying, as a 8-year-old or 5-year-old or 4-year-old, coolness was the only factor I cared about. Also, hi my guys, this is Extreme Bros. Hey, my dude. Also, I haven't said the number yet, chat. You're ruining my thing. Okay. Chat, I'm gonna say a number. I want to see your response to it now. 62. 62. 62. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got someone there. 5 seconds. I'm not sure if that's because chat was already spamming. Okay, we got a lot of 62s about 6 or 7 seconds after. So the fastest people are about 6 seconds delayed, and the slowest people are a bit more than that. Okay, thank you, chat. Appreciate the thing there. I'm gonna try this again now that people are gonna be less. Let's just be honest. Less all over the place. I'm gonna say a thing, and you're gonna repeat it back to me. I'm gonna say, no, let's dive into the meme, shall we? Toycat is yes. First person to type it in the chat will prove this thing. So, first person to say Toycat is yes will prove how fast the thing is. That's not a number between 1 and 10, says Waffle. Yeah, that shows you. Yeah, it looks like it's about 5 seconds. A little bit more for most people, or maybe I guess typing Toycat is yes takes time. That's something I've got to consider. But yeah, I think the delay must be really short then. I guess I could prove it in reverse, but it's hard for me to do that. So everyone, look at your chat right now. Again, we're doing a lot of experiments, but that's life. Being experimented on, that's your whole life. If you don't realize it, then that just means the experiments are really good. So what I'm going to do when you join a stream and just hear 62, I'm talking about my favorite year, of course, 1962. The year that something happened in 1962. It was probably a big deal. Maybe we went to... I'm sad he didn't say 69, says Axiom. I know the internet loves the number 69. No idea why. Can't work that one out. Maybe people should explain in visceral detail in chat. That would certainly help me out. I think the Elder Guardian's trapped in the ceiling, by the way, because he's not properly able to move here. That's fine with me. Let's throw our trident at... There we go. Look at that. That's how you can really kill the Elder Guardians. You just throw tridents at them. It actually is, like, basically built for this one job. But yeah, now in... How many minutes? Now in 4 minutes and 37 seconds... we'll be able to go mine the sponges. Assuming we can find sponges. I guess that's a whole other question, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to go find that, and it's going to be great. But no, the interesting... so yeah, in case you're curious, but now we're in this place to find sponges. I've got a few sponges. I want a lot of sponges. And yeah, we got like 3 from killing the Elder Guardian, like 1 from each one of them. But we need some more, right? Chat publicly as Anakin Skywalker. That seems like a terrible idea to me. But, you know... I guess everyone's welcome to their own ideas. You know, as much as I love the prequels, I do have to say, the prequel memes are not the greatest thing in the world. But yeah, I'm gonna try something now. So everyone keep their eyes on chat, right? Read chat on your phone, your PC. If you can read chat and watch this stream at the same time, do that. And then I'm gonna show you in reverse how fast my response is to chat. Thanks for helping me become not a noob, says Sarah Matkins. You're welcome, Sarah Matkins. I'm not sure in what way I helped you become not a noob, but I'm glad I did. You know, helping people be better at, I guess, Minecraft is like my thing, right? It's one of my favorite things. Also, how dare you yell at prequel memes? I'm kidding. I love the prequel memes. Keep prequel meming me. So okay, I'm gonna read things out from chat now. Cat. Okay. Hi Uncle Yeet. Hey Toy Cat. Hi Toy Cat. Toy Cat is mine. Fortnite is Redstone. Creeper. No sleep tonight. Oh man, rip Europeans, say Minecraft is life. Minecraft is life. You don't need to say it. We all know it already, implicitly. Also, I might actually drown in here if I'm not careful. I've got to be real careful about that. Hey buddy, cheese, creeper, Toy Cat is damn yes, seriously, creeper. So you see how fast like I'm able to respond? I don't know how fast it actually is for you, but hopefully you're getting an idea of how fast that is. Or maybe you're not getting an idea. Maybe you have no ideas ever. Maybe you're just devoid of ideas. You always cheer me up. Toy Cat is yes. Thank you very much. I didn't see anything else after Toy Cat is yes. That was the end of the message as far as I was concerned. But no, I'm glad that I can cheer you up in some way. Something I was thinking about today, because I feel a lot better today. Again, like I said, generally speaking, the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs. As soon as you become aware of the... It's kind of like the Matrix. Wait, we'll prequel meme it. It's kind of like... I don't know, the power. It shouldn't be trusted. You know, it's like sand. It's coarse. It's rough. It gets everywhere. There we go. Hope that made it up for earlier chat. But no, yeah, I need to get out of here like soon because I'm not finding these sponges. If there are sponges, I cannot find them, and I'm very sad about that fact. But I need to get out of here before I die. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then yeah, we're gonna come back in later. Or maybe it's just not worth coming back in. Maybe there are no sponges to be found here. What do you reckon, chat? Should we go in for another look for sponges or just find another ocean monument? I wasn't expecting the first one we found to not have anything. Also, oh god, we are... I forgot where the hole in and out is. But I can't find it. I can't find it at all. Oh, it's in the ceiling, that's why, right? Is it in the ceiling? I hope it's in the ceiling. I'm starting to drown now, so... please find another one. Please turn off slow mode. I don't turn off slow mode because the only people who benefit from slow mode being turned off are people who spam, whose opinions I care about this much. Admittedly, there are some people who like type across multiple messages, but I think it's better not to in that way. Anyway, so something I was thinking about today that wasn't sand being rough and coarse and getting everywhere. By the way, mining with mining fatigue is great fun. But I was walking really, really fast. So fast I was like overtaking regularly on the pavement, right? Like it's a weird thing to say, but I was overtaking on the pavement. And how are you doing? Says Shivan Saxena. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for the 70 rupiah. It's either rupee or rupiah. I mean, you know, thank you for the currency regardless. I love it regardless of what currency it is. How long have you been making videos on YouTube, says Maddie Kelly? 10 years as of May, so pretty good. But yeah, so I was overtaking people on the pavement or the sidewalk, if you want that converted to American, because I'm very good at American conversions. So Kat, you read the old super chat, you missed it. Okay, you're not just for you, the digital melon. We got best layer for diamonds. Branch mining is great. Oh, best layer for diamonds is usually considered 11. I'm a controversial one and I say 12, but you're not. Like it's all good. You're never gonna be too bad on that one. And also, yeah, we got the super chats. I think. Besides, like, it's hi. Oh yeah, I missed a hi. Okay, you're not hi from Sarah Matkins. Hello, Sarah Matkins. I'm sorry. Also, hi there. Now you say General Kenobi. But yes, I was overtaking people on the street, right? And it made me realize that, like, because it wasn't like it was a little bit dangerous. Like I had to like skim in and out. Like it was a little bit. Also, I'm gonna just oh yeah, I'm gonna conclude this place has nothing for me. It sucks that we killed 3 Elder Guardians and have nothing to show for it, but it'd be worse to be dead, so that's fine. But I was kind of weaving in and out of people, and it made me realize something that, like, it's weird to learn this, but I think all humans have like this weird collision avoidance thing in their head. And maybe this is, like, maybe if you drive, this is something you like to believe. Maybe it's something that just is, objectively true. But it's something that's really weird to me that when you see all these countries that don't have, like, traffic lights, or, like, they have 6 lanes of traffic and motorbikes going through, people are really good at just not crashing into each other. And, it's because of that I realized, like, so many of the rules we use for cars basically come from people, right? They basically, oh, I absolutely love your videos. Found you in the Minecraft Uprise on YouTube. Love your realm experiments. It's crazy that it's just a phenomenon, right? Like, oh yeah, Minecraft's it's just big on YouTube now. That's just the facts of the situation. I love it personally. Is that another ocean monument? No, it's not. It's a thing in the ground. We're looking for another one, by the way. I want to believe there's some in that other one, but like it's driving me crazy looking for it. So how about we don't go crazy? That's always my solution to these problems. My solution is always, if you can avoid it, don't go crazy. Call me a controversial for that one, but I think it's a great idea. Do you remember me? You won't hurt my feelings, says Isabella Jackson. I do remember you. I could hurt your feelings with how I remember you if you'd like. I'm just kidding. Actually, maybe it'd be fun to do anyway. Like, maybe just try and remember the worst thing you know about someone. Because honestly, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. People always think that, like, the opposite of love is hatred. But hatred... Oh, that's not an ocean monument. We should probably drink a night vision potion while it's so messy here anyway. Let's settle down. Wait, let's put this away, not that. Let's settle down, let's drink a night vision potion, and let's get a water breathing one out, because we're gonna need one of those soon anyway. Also, thank you for the $2 super chat. It just showed up on screen. But gotta say that, or someone's gonna be like, "Whoa, Toy Cat, you missed it." And missing super chats is not ideal. Don't get me wrong. But also, some people are like, you missed this terrible thing that's that and that. And it's like, well, I'm kind of glad I missed that one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a water breathing potion and a night vision potion. And, let's grab a second water breathing one just in case something goes terribly. And let's go looking around, because I want an ocean monument, and I don't have one, and that seems like a failure of the system to me. So yeah, oh, look at that vision, especially in the rain. Like, I can see clearly now, but the rain is still here. That song has no bearing on my life. But yeah, so, Turkish taxis are scary. Was in Marmaris for 2 weeks, and the people are fast and furious. Yeah, right, like, you're not used to the way it is in other places, because you assume the thing that keeps us from crashing are all of these rules, and they help. They help us feel safe, but they're not the thing that stops us crashing. What stops us crashing is how we interact with those rules. All you have to do is break one rule, or not even break a rule, break a social convention, and all of a sudden, hey, we've got an ocean monument underneath an iceberg biome here. I don't think I'd have seen that if it weren't for this night vision. So, there you go. Handy pro tips of Toy Cat. We're going to break in as fast as we can because mining fatigue is coming, and we don't want it to, to hurt us in that way. Toy Cat, okay, let's do this. Someone says, I've been copying them, but they say it jokingly because they've been doing all this stuff in Minecraft, and then I do it at the same time. Yeah, no, there's a lot of bits of our projects that's just this year I've been like, let's get this one done, shall we? Let's get it out of the way or whatever. And sponges are one that I just realized, like, there's so many cool projects I could do, but I just don't do because I don't have sponges. So you know what the solution to that one is? It's to have sponges. But, also, Isabella Jackson says, roast me. Okay, I want to say that you, you know, I don't want to actually roast someone. I can't do that. I can't. I don't know. I feel like, again, people think love is the opposite of hate, etc. But I feel like there are some people on the internet that my actual opinion on them, they've managed to get my opinion on them from being not zero. Because let's be honest, most people, your relationship with most people in the world is zero. You don't know them or much. Also, US fire alarms are much better than European ones, says Hen Basket Fire Alarms. Oh, the fire alarm expert coming in here to criticize our fire alarms. Well, I tell you what, we have the best. What does the UK have the best of, honestly? We have the best. We're really good at taking the rest of the world's food. Like, with the exception of Mexico, you know, we'll have to admit, America has better Mexican food than the UK. But with that exception, I feel like the UK does a pretty good job at, like, taking the world's food, having, like, the best tea. You know, I'll take the best tea. Healthcare law. I will, you know, something I will say. I don't want to, I'm never political. This isn't my point. So I'm going to finish this point by very deliberately making some silly farting sounds or something like that to make it not political, because as we all know, that's how the rules work. But, yeah, one of the things that I still find, I don't know if this is even necessarily a good thing, but to me it seems like a good thing, that when I was younger, I was shocked that, like, wait, so pets don't go to the hospital for free? A pet gets injured and you have to pay for it? And if you can't pay for it, the pet dies. And it's like, that's crazy. And then, like, someone tells you, like, oh yeah, there's this country where that happens to people. And you're like, fun joke. And they're like, no, that's actually, it's the basis for their entire system, actually. And you gotta be like, oh, well, you know, that's a crazy thing. And again, it really is, like, I don't want to dive into the actual, like, how you'd fix to this, that. That's for other people to care about and whatever. But it's interesting. Also, thank you, Elite Yeet McSkeet. What even was that? What even was that? But no, my fire alarm is the best fire alarm. You know, let me talk about something I really love. I just paid £80 to have a guinea pig ear infection treated. Yeah, you gotta have pet insurance, right? That's the pro tip you only learn too late. Okay, honestly, this is the harshest thing I'll say, but it's what people are unwillingly doing anyway. Like, you've got to either have pet insurance, or if pet insurance is too expensive, you've got to be like, oh, I am okay with my animal dying, rather than paying £7 a month. And honestly, again, it's terrible that people are this way, but that's the decision a lot of people are fine with internally making. That, you know, like, whether implicitly or explicitly, it's the same decision. It's just you got to be honest about when you're making it. It's funny, there's so much we do as a world where we kind of have to lie to ourselves about what we're doing, you know? Like, there are so many awful things you can do and then get away with by saying, well, you know, I deserve this. And that's because we always have to see ourselves as the good person. And, you know, sometimes good people do bad things. Sometimes you gotta look at yourself that way and be like, well, I did a bad thing and I won't do it again. But instead we lie about these things. I think finances are the area where people lie all the time. To themselves, to other people. You know the bank balance thing, right? Of, like, people are scared to check their bank balance because they'll know how low it is. And it's like, no matter whether you know about something, the fact is true, right? Like, ignoring it just makes it worse. Also, thank you for the £1.06 super chat. I did for the next Minecraft project, dig up the entire nether. I will tell you, okay, sneak peek. It's not a sneak peek. I'm not going to do it. But I will tell you an idea I had recently was I really wanted to drain an entire part of the nether, not all of it, because it's so absurdly hard to drain. The only reason I decided not to, because I was like, oh, you can't use sponges. Concrete powder doesn't turn to concrete, so I wouldn't get use out of that. I would have to, like, place sand block by block, or use buckets block by block. Oh, wow, there are sponges, like, right next to the entrance, too. And then we'll place our own sponges next to it. And look how handy that is. And we'll just let this guy die from suffocation, I guess. That works for me. That seems like a good solution. So yeah, we'll just wait in this room until mining fatigue runs out. Or we could start mining now, and, you know, let's do it that way. That's fun, right? Who doesn't love watching Toycat break sponges using sponges very slowly? But yeah, it's embarrassing to admit because you're bad at money, because in culture, at least America, is based around money being success. Yeah, no, I will say, like, there's this funny thing where, like, yeah, people have to lie to themselves to believe that they're good, but it's better to be okay at managing a medium amount of money than bad at managing a large amount of money. It's better to be good at managing a small amount of money than, you know, pretty bad at managing a medium amount of money, because it's all inputs and outputs, right? But people hate it when you break it down to that level, because then you have to admit, you know, like if you go into a negative amount, then that means you spent more than you had. And on some implicit level, you can be like, oh yeah, well, I mean, I shouldn't have done this, that, the other. Because, you know, money is a bunch of decisions. Some of the decisions are a lot harder to make than others, but it's a lot of decisions. But I don't want to dive into money too much as a topic, because, you know, like, it's funny because people give me money while we're talking about the money topic, right? And it's like, man, that's a bit of a weird thing that, like, someone's going to look at and be like, well, Toycat, you can say that because, you know, for some reason someone just gave you 50 Swedish crowns to say you should start a server that's a post-apocalyptic wasteland and see if people become a team or stay solo. You know, but that's a whole thing. But no, it really is. I think ignore the, you know, what you think about money and what you think about my, therefore, attitude towards money. But think about the fact that, also, any funny, embarrassing high school stories. I think, I will say it's relevant to the Area 51 thing. I started Bring a Knife to School Day at one point, and Facebook banned it. Don't know why. Can't work out why that would be. Thought that was a bit rude of them. And also, yeah, thank you for the super chat, Cult of Spiffy. I think it's a cool idea, but I don't know if I'll do it. There's a lot of cool ideas I won't do, and that might be one of the list. It's sad to say. By the way, if you don't know, there's gold blocks inside every one of these. It's really handy. First time catching a stream. Love your videos, man. Keep it up. Good to see you, derps. No, but no, I really want to finish this point because, like, it's funny that the most common form of lying is to yourself, right? It seems like an oxymoron. To lie to yourself is impossible because you know what you're lying to yourself about. But to me, this proves something. Again, sounds insane. Sounds like I'm, you know, like talking about some form of, you know, mental condition. But I think the mental condition we associate with this is really I think everyone has multiple, not personalities necessarily, but you have multiple ways of thinking, right? You know, the joke people make about this is like, there's me on X social media and there's me on Y social media. But in a more serious, less jokey way than that, we all have different thought processes for different situations. And, you know, the psychology dives into this quite well. You can prove that, like, oh yeah, the way you think about the odds of winning the lottery are different to the way you think about the odds of getting in a car crash because of a lot of the ways you perceive those situations. The way you think about the risk of doing some things is way different to the risk of doing other things. Because we know for a fact there are multiple things fighting on the inside. Think about here's the best example. Think about playing video games. There are some games you're really, really, really bad at if you start thinking about it. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this. Also, thank you so much, Roy Sutty, for becoming a sponsor. Really appreciate it, man. I think Roy is I'm pretty sure Roy's a dude. But yeah, really appreciate it, man. I guess saying man is like actually gender neutral. Like, you know, you can say man to a not man if you really want to. But you know, I'm always still curious. It's like, you know, okay, just being good on that one. Not again, most people don't care, but just in case you did, I think I nailed that. So that was the most little side notes I've ever added to the main note here. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let's break this one, and now let's head to the next ocean monument. It's been a while since I was around here because I think it was in the updated Aquatic I last explored this area. So I have like a general idea of where the oceans are, but I don't know beyond that. It might take us 10 minutes to find the next ocean monument. It might take us 1 minute. It's all about the ocean, the motion of the ocean. Lads is the only gender-neutral term for dress, says Chloe Booth. Also, US fire alarm strobes are bright enough to wake you up, says Hen Basket Fire Alarms. And you know what? They might be bright enough to wake you up, but you know what they're not bright enough to do? Actually, wait. No, let me tell you about my fire alarm. I want to... Again, we can talk about how you lie to yourself all the time. It's important, and it's a key correctional thing that we all need to realize about ourselves. But something I'd like to talk about unrelatedly is my fire alarm. I have the coolest fire alarms, fire alarm singular. Actually, I have two fire alarms that suck. You know, they might be what you call a British fire alarm, not bright enough to wake you up. Wait, bright enough? Your fire alarms are visual based? You're sleeping and there's a fire, and the fire alarm's like, you know, bleeping like, dude. But it's like, you know, I don't want to wake him up, you know. Let's let him wake up by himself. And, you know, I would be amused if that was the case. Oh, look at this. That's an ocean monument. We got to be real fast about breaking in again. It's just the best way to do these things. By the way, thank you so much, Christos Chaurdias, for becoming a sponsor. I'm sorry. I said your name all wrong. Christos Charidis. Appreciate the sponsorship. I need to drink right now a potion, or I will die. But yeah, thank you so much for becoming a sponsor. It means a lot, man. And I hope that you enjoy those emojis and that thing. Yeah, I do encourage, like, as a whole, like, again, if you want to give, and a lot of people, you know, do and don't, it's, you know, it's all down to yourself or whatever. If you want to give, then coolest way to do it is probably with a sponsorship, because it's a monthly subscription, which is handy when something is a profession, like a job, a profession, whatever you want to call it, a long-term source of activity. I was wondering, how good are you at Redstone? I'm not the best, but I'd love to see you throw out some tutorials on neat stuff. Love your videos. Redstone's one of those things where I really like doing it, you know, like maybe there's a niche for doing it in survival a little bit, but I think the real thing with Redstone for me is that I'm not the best at Redstone. I'm not even great at Redstone anymore. I used to be pretty good, and then I stopped following and caring for a bit. And yeah, I try to, on YouTube, I have this like attitude of like, I try to let people specialize in what they love. Because I think the cool thing about modern YouTube is people do specialize. Also, thank you so much, Kelly Drummond, for the £2 super chat that just says fart. You know, actually, maybe I should unthank you for that one. And also thank you, Braxtius, for the $5 super chat, which was the message I just read out. Boom, we got this going. I just subscribed recently, and I really like listening to your videos. They're great to listen to, especially while drawing. I'm glad you enjoy that. But yeah, what are you using the sponges for, says Green Leon Gaming. That's a question for another day. The real answer is that I haven't 100% decided. I just know at some point I want to do a draining project, and it's better to do this part of the project now rather than later, right? That's my honest impression on this one. I like having multiple projects that link into each other better than, because I think that's what Minecraft's all about, right? Like, you do this better, and that encourages you to do that, which encourages you to do that. Like, always having some part of the game you can improve on so that you can improve the other parts. It's what makes the game beautiful, in my opinion. Maybe some people hate that. There's got to be one dude out there who, like, also, ooh, confusing. There's got to be one dude out there who just hates all of this stuff. But no, I think we lie to ourselves all the time. I think, and I think it's not necessarily always in bad ways. I think there are sometimes we lie to ourselves that are good for society. I would go as far as to say, also, Christos, glad you're enjoying the emojis there. I would go as far as to say when you tip someone, whether it be a waiter or your boy IBX Toy Cat, but when you tip someone, you're basically, you know, there's no proper track record of that, but you're like, well, even in this situation, even without anyone requiring it, I did a good thing. It makes you feel better as well to some extent. I don't defend the tipping system, although I do like it when you tip me. Thank you very much to all the super chatters today. But I do think it's super interesting that it allows you to feel better about yourself. The reason that people donate to Patreons, the reason that people do these things, is because, partly because they like to support the greater good, but also it works on an individual level, you know? There is a genuine individual benefit. And if everyone was thinking, like, not rationally, but everyone was thinking solely about themselves, then you would never see, you know, like, charities. You would never see things like this. But you get to feel good in exchange for those things, right? Also, go to Area 51. It has the most sponges. Yeah, I realized after I turned on the chat, people were like, "Oh, it's like a raid in Area 51, but it's Minecraft." And it's like, yeah, that should have, you know, using the word raid, I should have realized in a world of Area 51 memes, there's only one way that can be taken, and apparently, it is this. But yeah, like I'm saying this in spite of the fact that it's against my, you know, like it's in my financial interest to say, you know, anyone who supports me are objectively just better people than the rest. Anyone who has ever given me money, you know, they are the good people. And I think I appreciate that a lot. I think it's cool, right? I'll never criticize, I'll never say it's a bad thing, because I think it is a objectively cool thing to do for yourself. And, you know, for both of us, it's a mutually beneficial exchange. But it does involve lying to yourself, right? In the same way, when you look in the mirror, and, you know, like, you have to be like, well, you know, we'll just ignore that. And then you're like, yeah, I look good. But that makes the world better. Like, feeling bad about yourself doesn't help the world. Feeling good about yourself can help the world. Can help you reduce the barriers that make all the things happen. Why doesn't ice melt when you place it? Says Fern Xio. in general, or in the Nether, or in the overworld? Because ice only melts when it's exposed to a light of like 7 or above or something like that. Also, we're waiting for mining fatigue to break. Actually, no. Let's break sponges with sponges again. Who doesn't love that? Can you give me confidence that what I paid was from my own money and not my mum's/mom's? I can give you no such confidence. See, that's the funny thing of like, that's why another thing I do, like, I try, you know, here's the thing. Everyone has their own mental rules they apply to themselves for no real reason. Also, Remen did. Okay, my PC crashed. I've been having crashing issues for forever long. I've been saying it. Oh, look, it's just me. There's no gameplay today. Hey, there's the gameplay. Look at that. We're back. We're fixed. We're running again, I hope. We just got to get the chat going, and we're wonderful. Yeah, what's the thing about crashing is, like, a bunch of people will leave. We'll just assume, oh, that was the stream over, and we'll never come back. Although, actually, let's tie that crash right there. If you're watching the video, which is going to be unlisted, of course, the stream just crashed, and about 2/3 of people watching left. So there's an uncomfortable truth regarding that, where, like, a lie that I would like to believe myself is like, oh yeah, the reason the people left is because they think it's over, and they don't think to come back because no one thinks like, oh yeah, maybe it's back. I think the truth is a lot of people watch streams because it's on, and it's like, well, I mean, it's not bad. It's, you know, it's it's a thing that exists, but it's not good enough to want to come back to. There's a really worrying thing about being a YouTube creator, where people don't necessarily like you, but if you're good with the algorithm, and who knows if you are, like, the content that succeeds has to be, but is content good because it does good in the algorithm? Not necessarily. There's this worrying thought that, like, what if, you know, what I make, you know, the reality behind these people leaving is probably they didn't really want to be here, they found it, and then as soon as it's gone, they're gone. They've got other things to watch and do that are more important to them. This was just a filler to a lot of people. But thinking about that doesn't benefit anyone. It's a lie you can tell yourself that makes the world better for everyone, right? Like, if I tell myself that the reason the people didn't do a thing was because, oh well, I mean, again, clearly the reason is because they just can't find it again. They've started watching something else. I mean, it's like, you know, the real reason can be much darker. I want to be here, says Alina Khan. See, I think the people, I want to clarify that there are 400, maybe 500 people who are like, yeah, this is a thing I enjoy. But when you see a number like of views or subscribers, or thank you by the way, big boy, what it really indicates is like the number of people who are there, not the actual dedication from it doesn't make the same thing. Like when, I don't know, in real life, if you have, I don't know, X number of friends, you can take that to mean like, oh yeah, this number of people like me. But when you start getting into the large numbers of like people watching or liking or subscribing something, a lot of people will do it by accident. And it's like, it's tragic to either count an accident or not to count an accident. But it's a lie as a streamer, you just tell yourself like, or a viewer, like, oh, there are 1,000 people who like watching me. This is just a thing that I enjoy. I left so I could come back without spinny circle, says Eric Kylan. Yeah, no, I think when streams crash, there's no... I think the best thing for YouTube to do would start playing, like, the stuff that's there. Because in my case, it's like, I can get back, just gotta... You know, my PC takes a while to crash, like it does... Windows has this really long error recovery process. I don't know if that's why that is. I'd love to know... I'd love to dive into the reasoning sometime. But there's this really long process to actually recover from a crash. And during that, it's like, okay, I'm gonna be back in 3 minutes. But, yeah, it's rough. And you... But yeah, as people, it feels better to not tell yourself that that's the thing that's happened, right? It feels better to be like, you know, it's them, you know, this is all on YouTube. People like to blame the bigger entity, and it always works because the bigger entity can never defend itself. Do you have any tips for budding Minecraft YouTubers? Says Fen Ciel. Thank you so much for the 10 Australian. My tips, honestly, like, again, modern day YouTube, what makes a channel successful, like if you are wondering like, okay, how do I get the bigs or whatever? Like you wanna be big, but you don't know how. You know, what exactly do you gotta do? And honestly, let's fly this way, by the way. No, fly this way. Honestly, I think a lot of the way you can grow on YouTube is like, you've got to go through a recommended thing. And how do you do that? You've got to be really good at some specific niche. Like, there was a time on YouTube, and I'm glad it's over, where every YouTuber was in a game like Minecraft was just a carbon copy of each other. Like, we do the same stuff in terms of video, and then we, you know, like, oh, I'm different because I am, you know, I don't know, I'm slightly funnier. I am, you know, I'm a woman. I'm a person from the UK, and therefore you like my accent or whatever. Like that was the logic behind all these different people. Like it's the same stuff with one tiny selling point. Now it's almost entirely different stuff with only one. Oh, is that another one or is this the same one? I guess we'll start breaking into it and we'll see real fast. But there's this I think I must have been here. It looks familiar to me. It looks really familiar. I could be wrong though. Let's believe I'm wrong. But yeah, there's this funny thing to me. There's only one thing that links Minecraft YouTubers together now, and that's that we play Minecraft. Like there are some trends for some specific communities, mostly the ones that aim at children, because kid YouTubers kind of developed back a few years, where like it's the same way YouTube was a long time ago. But yeah. Also, why do you prefer Bedrock over Java? Says George. By the way, thank you, George, for becoming a sponsor. But yeah, I like Java because it's goofier. I know that's a silly reason. But there's more, it feels like there's more going on. It feels like the future of the game is here. And even though there's a lot of things that are maybe just arguably just worse in every way, there are a lot of things that are better in really cool ways. And there's, you know, the future of development's really cool here. And yeah, it's the version that's on the Xbox, which is where I play the most of the time. Like, I could switch over to being a Java YouTuber, but I have so much fun showing people the joys of Bedrock. And a lot of people are forced onto Bedrock, you know, like Xbox or Switch or soon-to-be PlayStation 4 players. And I'd rather help people get the most out of the game they're playing than do what is maybe best for me on a career level or whatever else. So yeah, now you know. Toy Cat, why aren't using a turtle shell? Yeah, that would be smart on one level. But also, I've got water-breathing potions, and a turtle shell just gives you 10 extra seconds, right? So I'd lose out on my, what is this, like, protection 4. I'd lose out on protection 4, and all I'd get in exchange was not much. Multi-shot insta damage 2 can 2-shot Golem and Ravager. Thank you very much for the pro tip right there. But, yeah, no, it's interesting to me to dive into the, like, oh yeah. So it's funny that it feels good sometimes to just blame a large entity. Like, blaming YouTube is such a easy thing to do. And a lot of the time, YouTube is at fault. There's so many things that YouTube, in my opinion, has done wrong. Or is there? Maybe we just blame YouTube because it's easy. But regardless of what the actual, you know, story or situation is, it feels... I think it's interesting that, like, most people find it easy and natural to blame large entities. And I think that is... I used to think, like, it was a fault of, like, oh, yeah, people are just stupid. Of course, you know, it's easier to blame large corporation X or large corporation Y. But then the more I think about it, I think it really is just, like, there are, honestly, lots of reasons. Like, when you have a giant corporation with lots of different people, there's no individual person's ethics, morality, etc. Like, everyone has their own ethics for their own little section of the company. But because people are, you know, judged on what they're best at, it means you get into this funny situation where, like, the goals... there can be lots of simultaneously moving goals in the company. And I think Minecraft's one of the best examples of that. Where, like, if you think about how are they not attacking you, says Kelly Drummond. You mean the Elder Guardians? I think they're trying to attack me, and they only attack me once or twice. But I've got protection on, so, like, I can basically ignore their attacks. It's pretty handy in that way. And hey, we found the sponge room. So let's place a sponge here. Makes it easier to find in the... Okay, well, we're not breaking that, apparently. So let's find where the main room with the gold blocks is in relation to this. I think we can find it. Oh, yep, through here. And then up one, and then down one, and, you know, we lost already. I'll just get the sponges first, then I'll go for the rest of it later. I don't know if it's worth it. Had limited space. Sounded dumb. Sorry, says Chaos Wings and Leaf. Oh, you're wondering if it was worth it. I don't know what the best response to that is. Like, maybe? Sort of? Questionably? News video, Minecraft's history. Love the format, says Eddie Ediman. I'm glad you liked the format. I thought it was a pretty fun one. It took a long time for me in the editor, but it was like a fun little passion project. I'm glad some people like it. But, like, Minecraft's a great example where, like, there's a giant corporation, and so many people want exactly what we, the community, whichever community you think of that is. Like, again, it's lots of separate communities, I would argue. But there's a lot of people that want exactly what the players want. And then there's, like, a couple of people, you know, I don't know who or where they are on the in the company chain, who are just like, hey, so you've got to start making 20% more money because, you know, for a game with 173 million copies to only make 1 million every 3 months, like, how are you only getting such a small percentage? And that's why you get stuff. Also, using sponges get sponges in this economy, says Alina Khan. Thank you, Alina Khan, for the $2 super chat. That made me laugh. Oh, wait, yeah. See, saying that made me laugh doesn't work so well over, like, video because you can see that it made me laugh. But should you still say it anyway? Because it is my response, but it feels weird to say out loud. Also, sponge noises. Actually, does this make a noise? I can't hear. It does make a noise. You like those sponge noises? You think that's good? I like those sponge noises. But what's the most insane place you found a winning trader? I found them in an ocean monument once, and they didn't do very well. Oh, upcoming video. You'll see that. I say upcoming, like it'll probably take me another week to finish, if not more. Upcoming in the sense that it's not out right now. Promotion for future videos. You know, why don't you watch existing videos? That's probably a better promotional tool. Yeah, destroying sponges with sponges definitely does. It's not a noise you usually hear for this long, is it? But it is definitely a strange one. But the interesting thing about like you know, Bedrock is like, because you know it's developed by a much larger team, and it means there are lots of decisions that get made on a much I don't know how to describe it, like more interesting basis. Like instead of necessarily being made on like a you know, like, again, like there is someone who really loves the game who had to make the decision to make those little clicky things. Because, you know, they need to get more people to click there. And from their perspective, it's not bad that more people buy a thing and like, oh yeah, well, the server owners who are like, let's add loot boxes to the servers are like, oh, well, I mean, it's not that bad. You know, people can choose to buy them. And lots of people make decisions to their own morality, to some common goal. And then you start to lose a lot of the individualness on there, which usually keeps people restrained, right? Like, in general, everyone has their own rules they have for themselves, right? And if you're hopefully good, you don't apply those rules on other people. So for instance, a rule I have is like, hey, if you tell me you're using your parents' money, I'm going to tell you not to super chat. I could just be like, oh, you know, I'm going to turn a blind eye to wherever the money's coming from. But I don't want your parents' money. If it's not your money to give, then you shouldn't be giving it, is my vague moral stance on super chats, for example. But or like, I don't know, what's another one I like? An unprofitable decision. You know, like I play Bedrock, even though there's probably a lot of money to be played in switching to a Java channel, or a lot of money to be made in, you know, making videos about Skyblock. Is that the current trend? Or even like making what a lot of YouTubers do is they make direct videos to PewDiePie, but really it's like to everyone as a whole, cashing in on the fact that like a big YouTuber is now playing the. You know, there's, and again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I don't do things that are, you know, arguably, they're definitely profitable. Because there's some like internal code, and when you get a giant, when you get a lot of people working together, everyone has their own separate little code, and I think it's interesting how that works together to produce some of the best things and also some of the worst things. And I still don't. Oh, we missed some sponges. That could have gone terribly. Imagine me not having sponges. It's a terrible world that I'm glad we don't live in. Are you real? I'm pretty sure I'm not real. But you know, you can believe in me if you want to. Maybe the Toy Cat Fairy is in fact real. Who knows for sure? Okay, now we're gonna get the gold. Who doesn't love a good bit of gold? Crazy people, I tell you. Essentially, you're trying to avoid shameless shell promotion, I guess. But the thing is like like I never have issues with people doing what is good for growing, right? But I also think that. Again, I'm not even going to attach like any. I'm not going to say they're good morals. Like, oh, I'm so good because I won't make X or Y or Z video. But I will say it's like it's interesting that everyone places their own limitations on themselves. You know, a good way to think about this, to Minecraft it up, is like if you play hardcore Minecraft, you could just not play hardcore, or you could copy and delete the world. But you know, if you look at the hardcore YouTubers, there's the famous one, Philzer, I think his name is. You know, he died in his hardcore world. He had backups of it, but he didn't use the backups, and you know why? Because, you know, he sticks to his own little code that only has value to him. But I think it's interesting that everyone has their own codes that only have value to them. But yet we all stick to them anyway. But then when it comes to a lot of people working on the same thing, there can be the issue where, like, if you decide to just do nothing, knowing that someone else will do a thing, is that as bad as doing the thing yourself, right? And I still don't know what the answer to that is a question. Like, if you allow someone else to do something, if you don't do anything wrong, is it just as bad as, you know, it's inaction that allows terrible things to be done, just as bad as action to do terrible things? And I've always had the impression that no, but then, you know, it's one of the things that enables ordinary people to be partisan to bad things. If we all had the impression that let's all stop each other, but then that goes into the, like, well, who even really has the, who gets to decide what is good and bad? And also, you know, like, do we have personal freedom if we have to spend our whole time stopping other people? And you dive down a lot of rabbit holes in relation to that. And I don't know where the correct answer lies. But I don't know how this whole topic came up. But yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot this week. Because I spoke to the guy who was in charge of making the marketplace button on Minecraft. And, like, I believed he was a genuinely super interested dude about, like, you know, about the game. And he's just like, well, you know, we just orders are to try and get the most clicks, and that's how it kind of goes. And it's like, oh yeah, this is, it's, I don't know, it's fascinating. Whenever I talk to anyone from a large corporation, like from a lot of people who work together on one big thing, it's always interesting for pretty much the same reason as to, like, you know, when people run their own things, there's always a lot more variance. But when you get a lot of people together, the results tend to be very similar a lot of the time. And I don't know what to take from that. Is there even anything to take from that? I guess that's something you can tell me about, chat. But yeah, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna, I'm not even really sure, like, spend the night in this taiga biome. You know, why don't we spend a little bit of time? Just take a few seconds, enjoy a little time. That'd be nice. Am I the only one being triggered by this chair? I live in a ghost chair. Are you what's the word? Discriminating against the ghost chair? You saying the ghost chair is not as good as non-ghost chairs? I think you'll find that falls foul of the Trading Description Acts of 1996. Also, look, there is actually a village in this taiga biome. And some strays. Please don't shoot me. Boom. Just like this, we have found ourselves. Oh, it's got a blacksmith too. And another skeleton. Let's just go inside here, maybe. See what we got going on here. An iron sword that I won't be taking. A skeleton that I will be taking. Down, that is. And hopefully we'll just find a bed. Like, that's all I'm really looking for. Taiga villages are really weird. Like, you know, I appreciate your maps and your paper. Actually, we do need the paper. I really appreciate the paper, actually. It's not often you get to say that, but thank God for all the paper I found on this village. Turn that into firework rockets. Call this a day. Go to the next villager. But it's really weird how some of these buildings are organized, especially in taiga biomes. The reason they are this way is because they studied real life houses or something. But it's just like, I just want a bed, man. Like, can I just go to sleep or something? That'd be good. Is that a bed? No. Oh. Okay, there's a second doorway that leads out here where I can't. The pig is actually trapped out there because he's too small for the fence, but he's too high to get in. Oh no, the pigs can jump across that. Never mind, it's me that's trapped, not the pig. Is this one's gonna have a bed? I guarantee it. Nope, that's another smokehouse. This one will have a bed. I do not guarantee it. Okay, this one with a chimney. If there's a chimney running, there's got to be a dude sleeping in there. That's just smart, right? Nope. Is there no beds? Is this is this all a lie? Do people in taiga villages just not sleep? Is this their secret to success? Honestly, okay, wait. Chat. I got one of those fun questions for you all. I like this facial hair look you have going on. Thank you. I appreciate any and all kind words. Did I just hear a potion break? Oh, I did, and it's poison. What a great potion, too. Am I going to die from this? A little bit. But thank you so much, Kyla. I do appreciate it. It's going to take, like, a long time for this to go anywhere that isn't just terrible. But I appreciate the odd compliment here or there. In what is otherwise a sea of negativity. I mean, I guess, like, it is objectively, you know, like, there are objectively good bids, and when you're nowhere near that, as everyone's just like, well, this sucks, but it's like, how do you get to the good bid situation? I just want to see what it looks like. Also, there are definitely no beds, right? Am I insane? Am I literally gone to the wind? Is it all over? I think I must be. Well, you know what? That sucks. There's a creeper explosion here, too. So that sucks. I was trying to find a bed for the night, but, you know, maybe the bed was in my heart all along. Maybe what we needed was not a village, but really was just a conversation with my father. Also, someone says, please eat. Oh, Alina Khan says, please eat. So, you know, I'm going to eat. Not because chat wants me to eat. And George and a lot of people want me to eat. Glitch from having it on EX. Oh, is that really what that is? Oh, God, we're going to die. We're going to die. Let's fly into the sky. Just like that. Easy, sorted. Checkmate. So, yeah, we're going to fly back this way. Try and find another village. Because, honestly, I don't think I found a one of the icy villages in this world yet. It'd be kind of cool to see. In my opinion. If we find one. I'm not convinced we're going to find one. Maybe we should just fly across the ocean. Maybe, you know, actually, honestly, when you're underwater, does it really matter if you're what time of day it is? I reckon not. So let's just grab one of these potions. Okay, we need to open our box to find more potions. Let's just break our way in there and grab them when we get desperate. Like we always do. Is this an existing ocean monument? I think it is. I think it's the exact same coordinates as the one we just were at. Although it doesn't have the holes like the one we were just at. So I guess it can't be the same one. So Cat, how do you get mending? It's a really rare enchantment to find, I will admit right now freely. If you want to find it, then you better go look for it. That's my high quality advice with Toy Cat for the day. Also, yeah, in case you're curious as to why the Golden can't hit me, I think when you get this close to it, and when the charge cooldown is that long anyway, you can just kill them before they even do anything to you. So yeah, pro tip. Kill them before they can do anything to you. Legendary Banana says you're my favorite YouTuber. You don't have to do huge complex builds or efficient redstone farms. I love how you make cool builds like the giant sugarcane farm. Yeah, no, honestly, like, I think most YouTubers focus on, like, stuff that is a cool aspiration, but almost impossible in a real survival world. And it's cool, you know, I love, you know, like, I think it's cool to show what the game can do. But I think the reason I love YouTube, the reason I love, you know, like, the realness of... the reason I love it is the realness of YouTube. It's the fact that what you're seeing on YouTube is often, you know, what someone's passionate about and something that they really can do. I think that's what makes YouTube in 2019 cool, at least. Like, you know, TV's the perfect place to go if you want to do fake stuff. Like, hey, do you want to hear about me marrying my gypsy sister? Wait, I'm starting a business with my sister-in-law. No, okay, wait, I'm gonna start a brothel that is exclusively people wearing Minecraft heads. That would be a good premise for a TV show, where there's a lot of drama where they're like, you know, is the thing gonna make money? Oh, it turns out it's illegal and there's a police officer on the way. It's not real police. It's like everything is fake to make a good show that you can believe is real. But then it goes so many layers deep where they want you to believe it actually is real when it's not real. Like, you know, reality TV, where it's inherently fake but then real then fake again. It's weird on that level, right? And I don't like that. I think fake things almost inherently are based on lying to some portion of people. Unless literally 100% of the audience knows it's true, then you know that you're profiting off the small percent of the audience that don't. And it's cool that... And that's why, you know, in this world, everything I've done, it legitimately is. You can prove in any way you could conceivably prove this is a survival world. It's a really weird survival world, and maybe that's what makes it fun to some people. But it's just legitimate Minecraft, sometimes taken a bit extreme, but reasonable extreme. You know, there's a difference between extreme of like, hey, I live my life really extremely. I only eat bread every day. Every day, once a day, I eat bread. That's my life now. You know, like that. That's a fun life. But that's a realistic. Whereas a pretend extreme thing is like, hey, my life now is every day I'm gonna live like a lioness. I'm only gonna eat raw steak, raw zebra, because that's a correct lioness diet. Actually, that might be a real thing. I hope not too. Off bread too. Yeah, you know, I had to throw my bread away this morning. It was terrible. You don't even have bread. See, on the one hand, I like that chat, you know, like, I like when we recognize faces in chat. On the other hand, I've never felt so called out by everyone being like, we know you don't have bread. We know what's missing from your cupboards, Toy Cat, and it's bread. And you know what? You're right, chat. You got me. I do not have bread. I did have bread. Someone sent me a super chat and said, buy some bread. So I felt obliged. Also, what just happened? Did you just see that? I just swam through... Whatever. Find a villager and break lectern until you get mending. Oh yeah, that's the reliable, consistent way to get mending, I should say. Like, it used to be until the Village and Pillage update. I mean, you could still do it before then, but it was unreliable. But now in the Village and Pillage update, it's easy to get a consistent source of mending. The sad thing is, though, is like, mending isn't a good thing for every... Like, I have mending on everything I need, and I got it the hard way. So it hurts me to hear that, like, oh yeah, there's a proper way to do mending now. It's like, okay, fair enough, I guess. The company has a Boy Scout, and I don't want you in a hurry, but a good chance to... What did I just read there? Crab Dog says he did buy the bread. Hey, yes! Exactly, the bread was in fact bought. You can confirm. Yeah, I think that's wacky, like, that there is a knowledge of my cupboard on the internet that expands to my bread decisions. Also, mining fatigue has a minute left. Let's do the sponge noises again. This is like Minecraft ASMR, right? Like, let's just hear what it sounds like when you break sponge of sponge. It's nice, right? Just sponge on sponge. 100% sponge on sponge action. Thanks for making my day whenever you upload, Toy Cat. See, if I made your day every time I uploaded... Again, I could just take this as a compliment, so thank you, by the way. But if I made your day every time I uploaded, I would make your day every day. No, okay, you know what, like, I wanna let you all in on a secret. I don't know how to, like, tell a wide audience about this, but I upload every day. You know, you might not like every video, but if you want to see every video, Twitter is usually what I recommend, or notifications or something. Like, if you don't see a video every day, it means that you're not being delivered the videos in the correct way. Oh, it rhymes. If you don't see a video every day, the videos aren't being delivered in the correct way. If things rhyme, they get, like, more convincing. Like, if I say to you now, hey, you know what the deal is? I think that bread is actually Satan. You're going to be like, well, Toy Cat, you're off your meds again, clearly. I'm not on any meds, in case you're curious. I'd like to be on medication, because I think it's the worst thing when someone asks, like, so are you on any existing medication? And I have to be like, no. And they're like, none? And it's like, should I be? Like, I feel like, I know it feels like when someone asks you an interesting question, you're like, you know, what's your job? And you're like, you know, in college, and you'll be like, I'm a student. Or like, oh yeah, so, you know, what's your... you know, like, having interesting answers to questions is cool. And I feel like when people ask, like, so what existing medication are you on? And I have to say, nothing. It just feels like not the answer they want to hear. And I think fun conversations come when you give people answers that at least allow them to hit it back to you, you know? Like, oh yeah, say something that allows me to say something that allows everyone to say something. If only we all did that, am I right? Also, I'll share my meds, I guess. Thank you. You know, okay, real talk here. I think this is a terrible actual idea, but I still want it anyway. I hope that in the future, every drug is, like, counter-available. Because right now, you know, if I want to fix a cough I have, go to the store. If I want to fix, even, like, I don't know, you know, what's a fun word? Chocolate fountain off the bottom variety. See, look at that. Polite. People don't like when you say diarrhea on the internet, so I'm very easily getting around their restrictions. But you can take a pill for that you can buy from the store. I would like it if it's like, you know what? There's this medicine that fixes schizophrenia. Who knows if I have schizophrenia? I don't know till I take it. Why does a doctor have to give it to me? Who knows? Who says the doctors? This is a terrible idea, by the way. I'm gonna just quickly go on record and say I don't think you should take schizophrenia medication if you're not schizophrenic. But I will say it would be interesting. I think there are some drugs. I think this is maybe diving too deep into something that is a common problem actually in the US, but it's not a common problem here, so it's not insensitive as far as I'm concerned. But you know, like the medicine they give children for ADD, that's meant to be the bomb if you're like, you know, having problems getting stuff done, because it's just a it's the same stuff, like same category that Hitler gave to the troops to get them to march over Europe. Like, you know, I'm just saying, if you can conquer France using this drug, I would like to conquer, you know, my day. Like, wouldn't it be cool if I could get more stuff done? I think it's a shame that they won't let me. Also, I'm starting to run out of oxygen, which is bad. So, do you think we explored this place fully, or do you think that I maybe messed something up there? Also, there's no oxygen above me. I want to believe. Okay, let's just sponge up. Let's just sponge. Easy. So, temporary solution to a long-term problem. Start taking Benadryl. I don't know the drug names, and they vary from... Here's a wacky fact, like, so the Hen Fire Alarms was, talking about how fire alarms are different in the US and the UK. Something I'm gonna take their word for. Oh, I never explained why I love my fire alarm. Okay, you know what? Again, this is my live stream. I can do what I want. I'm gonna talk about my fire alarm for a few minutes. You're welcome, chat. You're welcome. So my fire alarm, the way it works is it doesn't like beep loudly at you. It doesn't go crazy and, you know, demand to see your boss or whatever. Did I get the gold blocks or not? Did I miss them all? So my fire alarm, it's by Nest in case you're curious. Or maybe it's not by Nest. I think it's by Nest. The way it works is I'm gonna place a piston down. And I'm going to place a lever so we can fly away from here. Look how handy that is. But yeah, I have myself a fire alarm that... Oh, let's fly. I have myself a fire alarm that doesn't beep when it hears fire or sees fire or smells fire. I don't know what the word is, but whenever it detects fire, whenever it is alarmed that there might be a fire, it has a nice calming voice being like, alert. There is a fire in the there is smoke in the kitchen. It recognizes the smoke, not the fire. Also, there is an ocean monument literally this close to the... Oh, I've been to this one. Wait, is that the one I just came from? How did I do that? I swear I didn't 360. Oh, no, it's different. It's not piston. So I have been here before, but it's not the right one. Intriguing. But, sounds like you're gonna die in a fire. Okay, no, wait. Okay, so all it does is it goes, alert, there is a fire in the kitchen. It's a really nice British voice. I think it's British. It's a really nice calming voice, like, hey, you've got to fix this thing or you're gonna die. And then you can tap it and be like, hey, it's all good. The smoke in the kitchen was me burning toast again because I'm bad at making toast. You know, like you can do. By the way, I set off so many fire alarms with my toast because I like it that black that it often like sets off fire alarms. It's a whole problem. But then what it does is if you leave it for I think it's 30 seconds, then it starts the loudest screech I've ever heard. Like I got hearing damage. I'm pretty certain from the last time it went off because I didn't set it off in time. So it's like you want to fix it, right? You want to fix. Is this another ocean monument in a row from the previous one? Is that intentional? Is that a bug? Is it, whatever? You don't question these things, you just take the spoils of war. And the spoils of war involve mining some blocks real fast. Should we let the old gardening out for today? That could be fun. I take that, I get so many false alarms from bacon. No, that's the thing, right? You don't... Like, the worst bit about... when you have a regular fire alarm, what happens is, again, you're cooking your toast, something goes a bit wrong, and then all of a sudden, you've got to deal with all this beeping that wants me to die. But my thing's like, hey, I'm about to beep and you will die unless you deal with this right the F now. See, look, I said F because advertiser friendly is not saying the fuck word. Evening, Toy Cat. Good evening, James Worsford. Good to see you here. But we're now gonna oh, the Elder Guard hasn't gone off yet, so I guess we could just start killing one and then we'll get water breathing after we kill this one actually. Might as well be simple and easy about this. Okay, you know what? This is all going horribly wrong. I need to get a potion right now. What? Oh, I don't have any swimming potions. Okay, we're gonna drown. Where's the way out? Okay, here it is. No. Okay. So now's a bad time to realize I don't have any more water breathing potions. Now is a very bad time for that. Someone says you look gay with a mustache. One, that's offensive. 2, I don't have a mustache. 3, how can someone look gay with a mustache? So, Kat, do you like history or geography? Both, of course. I really like both subjects. I think they're both very interesting. I need to kill you fast, please. Just die. I'm trying to get out of here. I've got a mission to be on. I've got no oxygen on which to do it. But yeah, no, also, yeah, the interesting thing about the fire alarm is, like, fire alarms have, like, no tolerance period. They go from fine to yelling at you. My fire alarm has that middle step of, like, hey, I'm about to go off. Please confirm that your bacon is, you know, you're just bad at cooking bacon or toast or whatever it is you are doing at the time. Get the shulker box in there. The thing is, I can't get the shulker box till the wither effect runs out. Not the wither effect, the mining fatigue effect runs out. So let's just kill the Elder Guardian, just slam it into the wall, and then swim right out of her. And then when mining fatigue's gone, we can deal with the rest of this. Oh gosh, I do not like this at all. Do not like this in the slightest. Ooh. Also, thank you very much for the super chat. I don't know where it's coming from. I'm going to find the tab with that in. Again, my PC crashed. I've got to reload everything. So thank you very much, Chase S, for the super chat. And also, Give Me Dat Gaming gave the pro tip with the mending thing. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, what we could just do for oxygen is we can use sponges. You know, who needs water breathing when you've got sponges? That's the whole point of this, right? When you've got sponges, you don't need water breathing. Oh, except sometimes. So we're going to make a little oxygen pocket here. Or apparently we're not going to make an oxygen pocket there. We're going to make an oxygen pocket over here. Oh, gosh. And then we're going to fight the Elder Guardian in the oxygen pocket. And I think you'll find I have an advantage when the Elder Guardian gets out of water. Or maybe I don't. Maybe that's the opposite of true. But no, yeah, the fire alarm thing really makes you, like, it's a really great example of, like, modern design. A small thing that you don't appreciate until you have. But when you have it, you're like, yeah, actually, this is an improvement over before, right? No, maybe I am crazy about that. Maybe it's just me who's passionate about fire alarms here. But, you know, there are a lot of things in the world that are equivalent to that. Also, yeah, thank you for letting people know, Joey Hill. The turtle shell's useful if you don't have water-breathing potions. If you have water-breathing potions, you don't need the turtle helmet. That's my pro tip. But yeah, no, I really like that there are so many things that, like, small little changes we make every now and then. Because the progress of society, we always like to believe it happens in big moments. Like, there was a day where humans hadn't gone to the moon, and then there was the one. Also, thank you, Calico Joe. You are adorable. You're adorable too, I'm sure. I hope. If you're not adorable, then that's creepy. So I'm going to believe that you're adorable, for the sake of believing that's not creepy. But also we need, please, is there any, okay, yeah, we've got some sponges. No, it's all wet sponges. Okay, well, here's dry sponges. So we're going to make another little area over here. Just, there we go. Oh, no, that didn't, what? Okay, let's make a sponge over here instead. Boom. And then we're going to wait for mining fatigue to run out in 56 seconds. Why is this just coming back non-stop? What? Why is the water doing this to me? Okay, we're safe. We got some oxygen. That's all that counts. We could drink a night vision potion anyway. Like, not that it really helps solve things, but it's part of the problem, I guess. Why aren't chemtrails from planes called skyscrapers? That's a fun little thing. User, house is on fire. Fire alarm. Are you sure the house is burning? Like, my point is that we always think society moves in these grand steps. But, like, the fact that fire alarms don't deafen you on a regular basis, to me, that's a sign of progress in society. Not in society, maybe, but the average life got a tiny bit easier, you know? And I don't think we notice these small things. Maybe for better, maybe for worse. I also think, here's something that's interesting. Oh, man. Oh, mining fatigue's gone away. We can break our shulk box, and we can get our sponges back, finally. Thank God for that. I look like an unevolved Ed Sheeran. What does that even mean? I've never heard the phrase unevolved Ed Sheeran, and I hope I don't hear it again. I don't know if I should be offended. What does mending do? It means when you get experience, it automatically mends your stuff. Now you know. Pro tips of Toy Cat. Also sponges, by the way. So useful. You know, I would say Minecraft might be a similar way, where like all these updates over the years, it's hard to appreciate each one individually, but I think especially if you take the update Aquatic and the Village and Pillage update, they add so much depth to Minecraft that all these people coming back to the game now, all these people who are coming back to the game, get a lot of stuff going on. You look like a baby Dave Grohl. I'll take baby Dave Grohl. I mean, he looks a lot like that guy who was the drummer in Nirvana. You know, there's a fun joke about, like, there's a fun joke in there about how, like, I think he's the drummer in Nirvana, but he's the singer in the Foo Fighters, for which he's most famous. And isn't it crazy that he's in two separate bands as two entirely different roles? There you go. There's your fun fact of Toy Cat. So yeah, I want to find the sponge room in this one. I think it's going to be very tricky to do so with only 10 seconds of oxygen. But you know, people have told me harder things aren't possible. I guess they might have been right about those. Use my unneeded money to eat. I will assure you that I will eat regardless of that. But thank you very much for the super chat. It means a lot. American fire alarms make you better at cooking. I mean, that's probably true. You know, like, if your fire alarm doesn't deafen you, why even make better food? That is something to consider. Maybe seriously, maybe not very seriously. I guess you can decide for yourself. Thank you, 2 Ender Dragons spawned in the end for me. Your name is a bit too long, and your comment's a bit abrasive. But I appreciate the super chat regardless. So let's place a sponge up here. Oh god, okay, now I can't get up there. I have doomed myself. Okay, break a block here. Yeah, I didn't think this one through properly, but let's get the gold blocks from here. Again, pro tip, if you're watching this the first time, I just love giving this pro tip out. Like, I just have this part inside me that just really enjoys, like, knowing that I've helped someone, even in a small way. But only in specific ways. I don't know, like, you know, if I helped you, like, with your laundry, I wouldn't feel good about that. If I helped you with a thing that made your laundry better forever, I'd feel good. You know, I guess, like, I like teaching people to fish, but I don't like giving people fish. If you wanna think about it that way. But yeah, so one of the things is, like, you need to know. You need to know about the gold inside these things. The amount of gold I'm gonna have collected by the end of this session is gonna be crazy, right? It's gonna be so much gold. Too much gold, you might even argue. What can you even do with a 64 stack? You've helped me in life. Thank you, it means a lot, the bad llama. Yeah, the number of stories that have come in recently, especially during the giant surge, and I guess let's call it the valley of this year, like the down and the up. There's a lot of people just being like, yeah, nah, people talking real is something that's not, people don't real talk enough, and I sometimes understand why, but I also think, like, you know, there's a lot of real things we can discuss and have a good time discussing too. Like, a lot of people think there's important conversations and there's good conversations, and it's sad that there's not enough overlap between the two. We're gonna drown. Come on, please be sponges in the surface. Okay, it's fine. There's not. I just want to find the sponge room in this place. It's a lot harder when you don't have it's a lot harder when you don't have water breathing, but it's fine. We can just. Oh, we can see which rooms we've checked, because if we place a sponge in each one, then we'll know when there's some vanished water that it wasn't this room. Sorted. We've worked out a loophole in the system. Hey, sponge room. Perfect. I should not have done it that way. Do you know you can put an empty bucket of fuel in a furnace and wet sponges at the top and it fills the bucket of water? I do know that fun fact, actually. Or rather, if you put a lava bucket in there, the lava melts immediately and then it turns into water. I like it as a fun fact. It's so useless, though, because you don't need water buckets that often. But you know what? Sure, I'll take it anyway. What do you need sponges for? You know, what does anyone need anything for, if you think about it? You know, I'm going to take my own example and say, you know, people don't do real talk enough. What does anyone actually need anything for? Why do we always feel like we need things that we immediately after obtaining them don't necessarily value? Why is that, you know? I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of, you know, a lot of people have a lot of theories as to why. Hearing their theories is probably enlightening, right? Like, you know, chat, tell me, why do you think we like to get things that we then don't really care about when we have? Why is it that sometimes the journey is more fun than the destination? In collecting stuff, the one thing that should be about the destination, right? Like, there is a fixed destination and it's very short in the future. Why do we care about the thing about that? Also, a way to divert a question. No, honestly, I try not to. One of the things I try to do is I try not to answer the surface level questions that someone asks because they just got into the stream over and over and over again. People ask consistently the same question. And I think it's boring for the regular viewers, and I care more about the regular viewers than the people who just pop in. I want you to be a regular viewer if you just popped in. If you pop in, I like you to have a good time, but I try not to focus exclusively on the people who have just popped in. You do it for ad revenue, says Joey Hill. See, that's why I'm collecting sponges, sure. But why do people collect things as a whole? It's called life, bragging rights, capitalism, ad revenue, completing my collection of potato skins. I mean, I haven't heard that phrase before. I'll give you that. That is the first time I've heard collection of potato skins as a statement. But no, yeah, it's really interesting that everyone's like, well, you know, here's this, that, and the other. Isn't it funny how everyone gives a different answer? Like, it's one question with lots of different answers. Is one of those answers correct? You know, even the question as to whether there is an answer to the question is one without an answer. That was confusing for me to say, but I think it made sense. Also, ooh, that's kind of strange. Little potato skins. I mean, potato skins are like Minecraft skins. You don't really need them, but you have to buy them anyway. Does that joke work? I don't even know. I was thinking a lot. Okay, wait. Can I talk about jokes? Because a lot of people are offended at jokes, right? It's a common theme in the world. And I was trying to think about like, because one of the common things people say about jokes is it's a coping mechanism. And I don't think I ever used to like, oh, there is a second sponge room. Heck yeah. I never used to like the phrase that jokes were a coping mechanism because like, I tell jokes all the time about things I'm not coping with. Like, I don't know, I make jokes about Minecraft and I cope with, actually maybe that's a bad example because, you know, the current changes you might need to cope in some way. But, you know, like, there are a lot of, people make a lot of jokes about things that they don't necessarily, you know, it's not a present issue, but so it's someone else's coping issue. And I was thinking about it and I realized something, maybe everyone realizes this and I'm the last one to the party, but you only joke about negative experiences, right? Like you can never like humble brag in a joke. Like you can joke that like, oh yeah, so I went to use the bath, I went to shower this morning and brown water came out, so I had to take a shower to clean off from the shower. That's not a real story, but like, you know, if it was real, you'd be like, ah, that's funny, you had to take a shower. Or like, I've actually been in showers that are so bad I have had to take a confirmation shower afterwards. Side note. But, like, you can never be bragging and be like, well, you know, my bathroom's just so nice that I never have to re-shower. Like, that's not a compelling thing to anyone, right? Also, we've got a lot of sponges from this one monument. Should we go for a third sponge room? Like, I know it took me so long to find the first two, but we might find a third one. Might as well believe in it, right? That's a sad joke. I tried off the cuff. It's not the perfect version of a joke. But like, it's interesting that like most jokes revolve around the concept of like self-depreciation. Like, not self-depreciation necessarily, but that's a key theme too. But jokes are almost always about negative experiences. It's hard to joke about a positive experience, right? Unless it's a negative part of the positive experience. I'm trying to think of a good example of this, but like, it's funny that, you know, like, oh yeah, what's a common problem? Oh, here's one of my favorite jokes. I think it's Ricky Gervais. He jokes about like, okay, so he's flying first class all the time, and one of the things that he likes about first class is that they give, you know, nuts out. So one day there's a passenger announcement that like, you know, sorry, we can't serve any nuts because there's a person with a nut allergy. Please don't open your own nuts. And then he's just like, oh yeah, well, it made me wish that I'd brought my own nuts on the plane. And again, objectively terrible thing. You might look at that and say, oh, it's a terrible joke. But you know, it's a real joke about like, oh yeah, sometimes something so amazing can be ruined by so little, or not even ruined, but like can be hurt by something so little, right? You know, the small downsides in the big things hurt us more than the downsides in the small things, because you know, everyone expects bad things to be bad. No one ever goes to the doctor and is like, oh, I'm excited. What's my doctor going to tell me about today? I hope she's been great since our last appointment. You know, you go to the doctor and you're like, oh man, I hope I'm not dying. So you don't expect a good thing. When you go to the DMV, see, look at me, I'm translating to Americanisms again because I'm just that good with my American audience. You're welcome, guys. But you don't expect a good experience. But when you expect something amazing, and it's only off by 1%, and you know you should feel good, but you don't, it's a good example of something bad, right? To get jokes about nuts. Joking about those nuts, am I right? Haha, that's an internet thing people say. I'm very funny too. But no, yeah, it's oh, there is a third sponge room. Heck yeah. Is there a fourth one? Maybe even? Like, if you find 3, why not keep going until you've explored the whole thing, right? What about your Slavic Mafia audience? Remember when you tried to offend as many people as possible with your accents? Also a Minecraft challenge for this week, please. It's to Bad Llama. I mean, I would say a fun one would be to collect your own bunch of sponges, right? Like, try and collect 1,000 sponges. If you want something a bit different, then I'll give you the challenge that I didn't want to do myself. Drain out a section of the Nether. Not the whole Nether, it's too big. But drain out a section of the Nether so you can like get the terrain underneath it. I think that'd be kind of cool, right? Robot voice says Big Clarky. Any donation above 10, oh, it's like $9 US, makes the robot voice come up, in case you're curious. Text-to-speech is what they call it. Honestly, I think text-to-speech is really useful. It's just really abusable if you have it at a lower number, in case you're curious. Make a conduit. Yeah, actually, a portable conduit might be a more efficient method than bringing all these potions with me. You know, let's think about the environment, friends. I have a friend who's allergic to peanuts, and you can't be near her if you've eaten them. You know, I always hear stories about people who are like, you know, I don't believe that, so I'm gonna eat nuts and go near them. Like, I've heard so many stories of like, oh yeah, so I'm gluten-free, like a celiac, I think is the actual word. You know, like, some with celiacs, and they're like, their parents' friends, or like, you know, sorry, they're like, partner's parents are like, she doesn't have celiacs. So they'll give her some gluten, and she'll have like a thing that's like, well, maybe you should trust me when I say I'm allergic to something. But, yeah, I don't know, allergies fascinate me, because I'm not allergic to anything, and I don't even, like, I still don't properly understand the concept. By the way, should we go for a 4th sponge room, or should we assume we found all of them? Like, I honestly don't know what the better solution is right now. Oh, we found the entrance. That's nice. But, yeah, it's intriguing to me that, like, there are some things that just kill people. But only some people sometimes in some contexts. And the list of things is usually quite similar. Like, a lot of people are very, Also, thank you to Bad Llama for mentioning that you can use Streamlabs if you feel like super chatting and you want the most to go towards me. Keep going for a 4th, says Alyssa J. I'm allergic to entertaining Minecraft streams, hence why I'm here. Hey, see? Okay, look at that joke. Okay, you know what? We're going to analyze your joke and we're going to kill it that way. But that joke's funny, at least to me, because I'm like, yeah, you know, like it plays on the fear that like, why does anyone watch me? I have no clue. I genuinely properly can't understand, can't tell you most of the time. And it's like, yeah, you know, like the worst nightmare when someone says like, you're not entertaining. A part of me goes, yeah, it's true. So then the fun joke is like, here's current subject, here's underlying fear, that's funny. If I made the joke that like, oh yeah, I'm just so good at streams that like I do X, Y, Z. I'm so good at Minecraft that's why I have a sword with all these enchantments on. Look, it even has mending on. Like, no one's finding that funny. But fun joke about, you know, again, I'm analyzing the joke so far past the point where it's funny, which is the point, right? It's beautiful. About Ghost Hospital might delete later. IDK. But no, the fact that like allergies are pretty similar across people is kind of nuts to me. Hey, it's kind of nuts to me. You know, sorry, you know, that disproves my point about jokes being about serious things. That's, you know, that's just lame wordplay. But no, I think it is kind of crazy that people are allergic to the same general list of things. Like, a lot of people are allergic to nuts. A lot of people are allergic to shellfish. Why is it usually the same things? But then, like, we also still don't really understand allergy. And also, you can be allergic to, like, anything, including the sun. There is a small selection of people. I don't know how large the group is. Also, what just happened? Oh, we fell through the floor. But there are people who are allergic to the sun. There are people who believe they're allergic to Wi-Fi waves and therefore are, because there's an effect. I don't know what it's called. I think it's nocebo, but there's an effect by which people can be allergic to, you know, like you could be allergic to anything if you believe you are, and even though it's a fake allergy, it's still a real allergy, because, you know, if something hurts you, it hurts you regardless of what the reason is, right? Like, it's interesting. You know, I think that's probably a useful life lesson to learn. Like, if something hurts you, it hurts you regardless of how much someone else has suffered, etc. I think that's a really valuable life lesson we should probably have more as a society, right? Like, there seems to be a problem a lot of people have where they're like, oh yeah, there is an objective amount of suffering, and I have objectively suffered more than you. But it's like, I mean, even if the external factors are different, you know, how bad someone feels right now we can't measure it, so you're gonna just have to take someone's word that, you know, this really does suck for them just as much as that thing might have sucked for you. Every joke has a butt, be it yourself or otherwise. I don't think that's true. What about the joke from, you know, like, simple wordplay jokes don't have that. Again, I think the funny thing about jokes is you can't categorize them. I think that's what I'm realizing as we're going through here, right? Placebo. See, placebo is something else, right? Because placebo is where you think you have a thing, and then it affects the results. Nocebo's where you don't have a thing. No, where you think you have a thing and it actually becomes true. If I'm not mistaken. Is that a baby guardian or is it just a really small guardian? Also, I'm starting to think we're not going to find a fourth sponge room in here. As fun as it is to swim around and look for one. Although, actually, should we go to another ocean monument from before? Like, we're out of watering potions now. So I think it makes more sense to go to an existing ocean monument than to try and raid a new one. So let's just break our way out of this one. And let's head back to the previous one. Hypochondriac. Oh, okay. You know, his sub-allergy is called British. Let me tell you something intriguing. Because I dated a hypochondriac that I didn't know at the time. Like, I didn't know how to define her at the time. But she just assumed she assumed the worst about herself on a regular basis, right? So, the thing I realized, like, because at the time I was just like, this isn't real. You're imagining it, and you're forcing me through a lot of inconvenience for your imagination, you know? Like, I can't be like, oh, there's a leprechaun 500 miles that way. We have to, no wait, there's a leprechaun, you know, an hour walk over there. We have to see him or he's gonna kill me. If I say that, you're not obliged to go for a walk with me, right? Even if I believe that the leprechaun wants to kill me, even if I actually, you know, chat, this is maybe a morality question more than like an objective right or wrong. Chat, if you tell me what you think about this one. If I believe that it's a life or death situation, and you know for a fact that it's not, and you can't convince me about why it's not a life or death situation. I'm looking for another sponge room, by the way, because I realized, like, if I can find 3 in that last one after not thinking so, maybe we can find more here. Do you think that you should be obliged to help me? Or not obliged, but would you help? Or do you think, like, no, you're being crazy? You don't have to, you know, you don't have to help out a crazy person. No, it's not help out a crazy person. Like, let's say they're sane in every other way besides this one way. But let's just say you're not obliged to help someone based on their fears and assumptions. You know, if someone needs help moving, then yeah, they objectively need help moving, right? There's no second way around that. But if someone needs help with their imaginary leprechauns, then it's like, well, I mean, you're kind of making up your own problem here. It depends on the person. I would help. Yes, Whoop, you talking about something I brought up? Feel well happy now, says Daniel Mason. I guess I wouldn't want you to get mental health issues from believing it. Drain the monument. I'd help just so they wouldn't throw it in my face later. I would help people I care about. You don't need to help someone out if it wouldn't do anything. See, but like, it would do something for them having someone to go on that walk with. At the end of the walk, they realize there's no leprechaun, right? Right, they get there and they realize they're wrong. Do you think it's better if they get there with you or without you? Because if they get there without you, they're able to be like, well, I saw a leprechaun there, and he said he won't kill me today. How lucky I was. I think helping would help them understand that leprechauns aren't real. Yeah, I think that's a good side note on this one. Like, yeah, you actually could probably help them in the long run. But the fact that, like, is someone allowed to burden you based on their imagination is a interesting, like, kind of starting point for this one, right? Because this happened to me a bunch of times where, like, I'd be woken up in the middle of the night like, hey, we've got to go to the hospital. Why? Because I feel like my heart's not beating the right speed. And it's like, well, I don't know what it was. Like, it's some, like, really commonly, like, thought about thing. I don't know what the word is. A panic attack that leads to you thinking something's horribly wrong. And they're like, oh yeah, sorry, you gotta go, and this, that, etc. And then you get to the hospital and they're like, oh yeah, no, this is entirely placebo. And then they're like, oh no, well, you know, this was a problem and it just wasn't by the time they saw me. It's like, well, clearly, like, dealing with someone who had hypochondria, who thought every mental illness was their own, which is a more and more common problem with sites like Tumblr enabling it sometimes. But their anxiety attack maybe is the word. But dealing with it made me realize that, like, just because an issue isn't real, it doesn't mean an issue is not real, I guess. Like, I realized after the fact, like, at the time I was just like, I hate you, you're making up issues, like, or your brain is making up issues that I have to regularly go seriously far out of my way. Like waking up at 4 a.m., sitting in a hospital waiting room for 4 hours. Because, fun fact about the UK is like we have really good healthcare generally, but if you have an accident or emergency, it's generally like a 4-hour wait, which to me seems a bit silly. Like, obviously they can prioritize you if something's horribly wrong, but it means if you just have like a problem that needs to be seen urgently, but not urgently as in the next 10 minutes, you wait 4 hours. I don't know if that's like how it is worldwide. I'm assuming if you pay for that, then that's not how it works, but it's the system we have in the UK. I sit there for 4 hours, and then what I know happens, where it's like, oh, turns out it was just me thinking it again. Same for New Zealand. Oh, is that a common thing around the world? Like, to me, it seems like a really avoidable issue, right? If there's a 4-hour backlog, you only need to go a little bit faster to clear the backlog, right? Like, if there's 100 people coming in a day, and you're clearing those 100 people every day, just 4 hours late, all you need to do is get 4 hours ahead, and then you can clear people as they come in, no? It's worse in the US. Oh, really? Oh, I will apologize profusely for my assuming it was a British... I thought it was bad in the... that's intriguing to me. That's intriguing to me. I would have assumed that, one, if you're paying like thousands for the ambulance and everything to get there, that you'd get seen very quickly, right? And two, really, it's not a UK issue. Huh. That's fascinating. Nothing else I say like matches up to that. Like, huh, weird. US healthcare isn't that bad. I don't want to talk about healthcare, so I'm not going to. I don't think it is bad. I think there are consequences to the morality. Oh god, we're flying through a block again. Don't know how. Don't know why. I wish I'd used that to see like where the sponge rooms were. But yeah, it's apparently like even Germany's saying the same issue. Your accent sounds like psychosis. Look it up. I'm gonna quickly look up psychosis for you, just for you. I'm gonna see, because I think my mother once said I had psychosis because of something drugs. Hallucinations, where a person hears, sees, and in some cases feels, smells, tastes things that aren't there. Delusions, where a person has strong beliefs that aren't shared by others. Oh, just clarify, she didn't see leprechauns. If honestly, if someone said they were seeing leprechauns, I'd be like, well, this is time to go for the sectioning area. So pro tip, if you're dating me and you see leprechauns, you gotta lie about it to maintain that I'm joking here. I hope this is very clear. Again, controversial, but maybe true opinion here is that, like, the being around people with problems is a problem of its own sometimes. Is something that can lead to a lot of problems. Like, mental health problems can cascade in that way, almost. Some people are really good at, like, helping each other, and some people are really good at just, like, activating each other. And that's something I learned from that same ex. Fun fact. Sarah Jane says, also, Sarah Jane, that's, who's Sarah Jane? That's a famous character in some TV show. But, yeah, my bad, I guess. I'm messed up. I'm messed up bad. Also, I really can't find anything here. Hospitals in the US will elevate a patient. Yeah, it's the same thing I was saying. Yeah. If you're having a heart attack, you'll be pulled back faster than someone who has a finger removed. But that seems like, don't you have a few, like, you have a limited number of minutes to attach a finger, and you're gonna lose that because I don't know, I don't understand, like, my opinions on healthcare are surface deep, which is why I don't talk about it. Like, let the experts hash that debate out, right? Like, I only know my feelings on healthcare, which is why I'm not advocating for XYZ system. I can just say what I think of ZYX system. And that is that I thought that was wacky. I was sure that was a UK exclusive thing. Like, man, we have a great system otherwise, but when it comes to... But no, turns out, well, the world just sucks. If you have an issue that needs to be dealt with right now, it won't be dealt with right now. Which is wacky to me. Adventures of Sarah Jane was a Doctor Who companion. Hey, look at me, I know my Doctor Who spin-offs. Okay, see, I'm not... chat, I reckon we're not finding a... a sponge room around here anywhere. Like, I've gone through it so many times. Badly, too. Like, I don't know how I'm so bad at searching this. But I am, it seems. Do you know about the bug where 2 ender dragons spawn? I do. I think it's a pretty cool bug, too. Like, a lot... There's even a guy called 2 ender dragons spawn in the end for me, in the chat. How many gigabytes is your Minecraft world? 0.7. I think it's going to be less on the Minecraft store. I don't actually know. I've got a guy who's, like, handling that stuff for me now. Because it was so slow before. Now I've got a guy who, like, deals with marketplace stuff. He's Thumbnail Guy, if you know him. Yeah, also, I'm going to go ahead and say there's no more sponge rooms in this place. I think it might be faster to just find new ocean monuments, maybe, rather than being efficient with the existing ones. Because we have just kind of gone around in circles for a bit while we talk about, you know, psychosis and whatever. Fun fact about psychosis, by the way, but like people like to talk about weed like it's a drug with 0 consequences, and it's definitely fewer than alcohol. But especially if you're young and you're watching this, you know, smoke all the weed you like as an adult, like whatever, make your own decisions. But don't do it as a teenager, because like it actually is like when you're developing in that way, it's like a really, really bad idea. So if I can have one little impact today, I'd like it to be that. Because like I was saying, psychosis is one of the most common outcomes from it, and I'm gonna go ahead and say that you generally do not want psychosis, because I don't know, like I think in general it's cool to have the same reality as everyone else. I think there are some things. I was thinking about this a lot, because why is, you know, schizophrenia terrifying? Why is you know, borderline personality why are all these different disorders terrifying to have? Like, or even dementia's the one. When you see someone with dementia, if you have a family member with dementia, I feel very sorry for you, by the way. I want to clarify, like, thoughts with you, etc. But when you have when you see someone like that, it's terrifying to think, like, what if you know, what if that was me? Wouldn't that be terrifying? Also, what if I put my Minecraft bed next to yours, toy cat? Haha, just kidding. Unless I don't know how I feel about this super chat in the slightest from Emily Savda. I'm 90% sure it's a joke, so I'm gonna play into the joke. Just if it's not a joke, I apologize, Emily Savda. We can put our Minecraft beds next to each other any day of the month, the night, the week. Any day of the week, I think, is what people say. I think I've been here before, too, actually. Was this the one we spent all the time looking around? Oh, I think it must be, actually. Oh, we just gone around in a giant circle. I think that's possible, actually. It's a meme. Oh, I'm sad. I thought that someone finally was willing to put their Minecraft bed next to me. You know, you're breaking my heart to pieces. But no, you know, I'm gonna keep responding to it like it's real. You know, let's place our Minecraft beds next to each other, and you know, maybe after we do that, we can I don't know, we can go hunting for villagers. You know, I need to work on my Minecraft chat up lines. Wait, hey babe, are you a creeper? Cause you make me want to exploit. Hey babe, am I a creeper? Because I want to explode. That's not a good chat up line. Hey babe, are you Prismarine? Because I think you're a really pretty block in the right situation. Wait. Okay, so let's make a Minecraft chat up line. Let's make it great here together. Make Minecraft chat up lines great again. Okay, so hey babe, you remind me of Gravel because you're worthless and I hate you. I want you to be removed from the game. You know, a lot of negging is a real thing, right? I'm just trying to raise a Minecraft dog with someone, says Angel. Are you a creeper? Because, oh man, you know, might as well play into the meme, right? Might as well. No, I think it's got to be a joke about a common Minecraft occurrence. Are you a torch because you light up my life? Are you a sponge because you remove the water from me at a faster pace than would otherwise be anticipated? See, I'm very good at these. Hey girl, are you a res? I don't know what that means, and I hope I don't. Also, doing this without water breathing is a really, really bad idea. You know, I met my wife playing Minecraft, so Skibby Deck Gaming. Oh, no way! That's cool. I've met my last 2 girlfriends playing Minecraft. I think that's cool. I think, like, being able to play Minecraft is a must in a girlfriend, right? Like, you know, I honestly think there's a short list of, like, musts in what makes a good girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. Like, you should have a short list. And I don't think Minecraft's necessarily on there, but, like, have an open mind to play it at some point, right? Like, you've got, like, okay, musts enjoy, you know, like, XYZ must enjoy, I don't know, Z type of makeup, or, like, you know, like, having a color of hair that is somewhere on the red to orange to yellow spectrum. Like, you know, that's a reasonable demand, right? And then also on the list is, will play Minecraft with me for fun. Because if you can't play Minecraft with your anime-colored hair, then are you really even living life? Actually, I would say red, yellow, and orange, yellow are, like, very much not anime-colored, right? Hey, zombie, are you single? Because I want you to zombie mine, says Red Plays. That's the worst. That's so bad. It might be so bad it's good, but to me it just seems so bad. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest with you here, stranger. Hey, baby, you block of diamonds, because you're beautiful in every way. Hey, what's going on? Just got back from the kind of edgy side of the internet. Totally an accident. So 4chan? Question mark? I'm not sure what you necessarily mean. Hey, babe, are you Minecraft? Because I want to explore your caves. Hey, babe, are you Minecraft? Because your caves need an update. You should go to the doctor about that one. I have red hair, so I guess I'm an anime, says Grayson Wigginton. I always have to clarify this one. Again, there's very few things I have, like, strong preferences in. But when it comes, the one thing that I will die on the hill off is, like, I hate that we call orange hair red hair, or, like, ginger hair red hair. Like, the way I like this system is we should have orange hair be called orange, maybe call it ginger, sure. You know, blonde should be called yellow, but sure, we'll take blonde because there's dirty blonde and there's regular blonde. But the fact that, like, there's no term for people who have red hair. Like, you know, like, literal bright red. That's the best color on a lady. We all know it in our hearts. We don't want to say it, but we all know it in our hearts and souls. But there's no way to describe that. What do you call red hair when it's red? We don't dyed red. See, right, it's called redhead. No, redhead is someone who has ginger hair. That's the confusion here, right? There's no term. So how, let's say, you know, let's say you had the ability to magically change Sean's hair, and you're like, hey, I really like red. Oh, like redhead? No, like red dash head. You know, if you say dyed red, it's like, I mean, yeah, it's extra red hair. No, ginger hair is ginger hair. No, a lot of people call ginger hair redhead. Feminists. No, feminists do not have red hair. I think you'll find. It's always, you know, let's not. This is a question that only has negative consequences for me. Let's not talk about blood red hair. I like blood red. What do we call them? Ariel. You know, that's what you call, like, the greens and the blues, right? Like, there needs to be a term for people who have ridiculous colored hairs, like the greens, the blues, the pinky purples, like that. Like what okay. You know, here's me going, sniff me, daddy. Thank you for the $2 scamming Sweego. But we're gonna go right back into Minecraft sponges. Don't worry. But I want to finish this thought now that people have, like, dug into it, and I want to, like, angrily respond to chat. Okay, so on the one side of the hair color spectrum, again for ladies, for men I feel like it's a slightly different thing with similar rules, but there are the natural hair colors that all look pretty good. Like, there are good looking blonde ladies, there are good looking brown haired ladies, there are good looking ginger ladies. What other colors are there? They all look good. You know, look how nice I am, being positive to everyone in the world. However, on the side of that, in addition to that, separately to that, I think, like, there's like an unnatural set of colors, and I think when it's slightly unnatural is when it's best. Like, unnatural blonde, I think it's like platinum blonde maybe. I know it can look good, right? Unnatural, you know, ginger, like when it's like actually bright orange, can look pretty good because it's like halfway between fake and real. There's that cool balance. Whereas when you go all the way to like the blues and the pinks and the etc., it's like, ooh, okay, you know, it's fine, but a little bit crazy, right? And so what the best spot in between is, in my opinion. Again, my opinion, just my personal preference is I love that like that layer in between, real and fake. You know, I'm a big believer in the center ground of of many things. You know, and one of those is like half pretend, half real hair. In terms of like where it is on the spectrum. Also, are you an ocean monument? Because you take my breath away. Hey, I love that. I love that. That's the Minecraft chat line we need. Also, redhead comes from the time that orange wasn't a word, just red. Orange was named after the fruit. I've heard that, but I don't know if it's like I hear that fact a lot, that orange was named after the fruit, but I don't know if I believe it. Like, I have no reason not to believe it, but I'm also skeptical of the fact. Like, you know, was it really? Was it really? My hair's pinky purple. I'm in cosmetic schoology. It's hard to be able to pull off and be done well. My hair's blue, green, pink, and black. Honestly, that could probably be it. Like, it's really easy to pull off regular colored hairs, and it's probably easy to pull off the in-between I'm talking about. It might just be really hard to pull off like a pink or a blue in a good way. You know, I'm not gonna say it's ever impossible. Never say never, as people say a lot on the internet. But yeah, I think, you know, if you're as a cosmetologian, a cosmeticologian, I could just about, you know, I can trust your opinion on that one. Oh, I have a story actually that maybe you can appreciate and fix me up on for this. So I once went on a flight to Canada. I mean, I've been on many flights to Canada, but I'm talking about one particular flight to Canada I took once. So I was flying to the great land of Canada, the world's favorite country, and I never speak to people on flights. Like, it's not a thing I do. But when we landed, she started speaking to me, and you know, like, because she was a delight to speak to. We had a great time. We spoke about a few different things, and one of the things that came up is like, she was like, oh yeah, so you know what I do is I'm a makeup artist for a job, and also sometimes I'm a regular artist. I don't know what she said. She didn't say regular artist, but she's like, oh yeah, I love my paintings too. And I was like, you know, honestly, I think makeup artist is just as you know, like, is also a super important thing. Because, like, makeup art is the art of the face, one of the most important arts. And she was like, oh, yeah, I guess. She didn't like that, and I was like, what? Is that, like, a big no-no? Is makeup art only ever meant to be, like, a job? Is it never meant to be a passion? If you imply that it is a passion, is that, like, a big rude thing? What do you think, chat? Give me my thing. And also, person who is that. Rachel Marlett says, redhead checking in. Hey! That's what I like to see in the chat. It's what I like to see in the world, I guess. You know, be the change you want to see in the world. And that change is... Well, I guess I'm not going to be a redhead, because I can't be a... Sadly. I mean, as fun as that would be. But yeah, Alyssa J says, I definitely see my makeup as art. Right, I mean, I think it's like... You know, again, admittedly, you can't sell it for trillions like the Van Gogh or whatever. A Van Gogh, not the Van Gogh. I think he's an artist, not a painting. But I think that makeup is definitely a fun art form. It is, as an artist who paints, I feel like there's really an art form as with hair. It takes a lot of practice and skill. Yeah, right, like people, that's why there are professionals who are good at it, because there is a skill to be learned there. Honestly, I think any skill is cool, right? Like, you know, some people think, you know, learning Minecraft Redstone, or learning Minecraft, like, weird survival tips, like, a lot of people pick these things up. I think it's cool that anything can be taken to the level of learning a thing. Shouldn't you do a job you're passionate about? Maybe that's why she was upset. Maybe she was like, oh, this is someone else's passion that I've got right here. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a really common thing in the modern world to have like a job that pays the bills, and then to have like a side hustle. That, you know, like the term side hustle is like a 2019 invention, right? Or like 2018. Oh man, we did the same thing again. We're gonna die from it. Oh no, we're back. Oh man, what just happened there? Oh god, I don't like this at all. Are you a diamond pickaxe? Because you're about to break my heart. I guess that'd be a diamond sword, right? Are you a diamond sword because you're about to break... You're about to take my heart away. Oh yeah, there we go. Wait, are you a poisonous potion because you're about to steal my heart and never give them back, you heart-stealing mean word here. By the way, I still haven't found a single room with the sponges in. Starting to get concerned. Gonna be honest with you here. Well, let's sponge up this. Wait, let's break through the wall and then sponge up whatever's there. Oh, that's the edge of the thing. Let's sponge up here instead, actually. Kids are a hobby, says Joey Hill. Are we just gonna go through all the controversial things I've ever said at once? Like, okay, kids are a hobby. I think redhead is objectively better than you know, like, I don't know, like whatever colors I said before, blue and green and yellow. Hey baby, you a zombie because you're vulnerable to sun allergy. Kidding. You know what? That I don't know if I like that. I maybe throw like a girl with a lot of freckles. Are you a fortune-free pickaxe because you'll break my heart into ×3 pieces? You know, isn't love really kind of like a fortune pickaxe where you get more from the same amount? It's all about synergy, right? Man, this is a terrible... I hate this motion monument so much. It's all loops. It all leads into circles and into the same directions. It's terrible. It's terrible, I tell you. Okay, just going through the wall here. Need to sponge up desperately. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I think we really did just get this unlucky that there's no sponge rooms here. It sucks because we found 3 in that one ocean monument and I was like, oh, clearly I'm just not looking hard enough. And now I'm started looking. I'm not finding any. So, people say I'm ginger, but I'm not, says Gorchy. Or maybe you are. Maybe you just don't believe in it hard enough. Okay, so I'm going to break through this wall over here. I'm going to see where this takes me. Honestly, we could, okay, so I'm running out of places to turn. Oh, it just leads to there. This whole place is just a giant circle. It's a real problem. Why are you collecting sponges? Why does anyone collect anything? Is the question we raised earlier. And we never really got an answer, which I think is interesting. Seems suspicious to me, chat. Seems like you're hiding something from me, chat. Why are you hiding things from your favorite internet cat? Hey, Gully, you Minecraft? Because I want to drop $6 to check out your texture pack. So, you know, I'm going to use that as I don't know how, I don't know when, but I've got a marketplace map releasing soon. Because we're going to totally turn that into like, hey, are you Toy Cat Let's Plays? Are you Toy Cat's Let's Play World? Because also that was the single best pickup line I've ever heard. I don't think anything can max that, but I will be using it in the marketing materials for my new map. Just a warning right now, small warning. You know, theft is okay as long as it's for slogans. But I prefer being called Ginger instead of Redhead. Says Pancake. Yes, you know, Pancake. Yes, we have a lot in common, or you. I have a lot in common with how I'd like to refer to you than how you'd like to refer to yourself. Which is basically the same as us having a lot in common. Also, this is... I don't think this is actually going anywhere. I think the dream is dead. I think the dream of one day having a place... Oh, we just floated through again. How does this keep happening? Okay, that was strange. Hey, baby, you're the world limit because you are unreachable. You know what? I don't like that one too much. Hey baby, you the Farlands because you're removed from the Java edition, and you know, not the Bedrock one yet, because that's a whole separate can of worms right there. Hey babe, are you the Farlands because I would like to go to you one day, in the future. Hey babe, are you the Farlands because everything breaks when it goes near you. Now that's a high quality pickup line. That's how you know, I kind of just like, again, maybe it goes back to the joke thing, but like, I do just like jokes that are like, I've got a real problem for my love of anti-jokes, where it's like, what if jokes but without punchlines? And the fact that I can just like make jokes to myself with no punchlines, probably quite concerning. Like, I can just sit here and do that all day. But you better believe I love it. You better believe I love it. Hey babe, you a dumb pickaxe because I'm harder than obsidian. You know what? I like that. I don't like that it came up out of nowhere, but it is good. Toy Cat, tell a story of you encountering an entitled parent, if you ever have. I want to hear something like this so bad. Honestly, I don't see many entitled parents. I think a lot of it is a bit over-exaggerated. Like, the worst parents I've ever seen are the ones who just don't... Like, most parents aren't... Like, again, most parents are great, just to clarify. But the parents that are usually problematic in those stories, in my life, tend to be ones who just ignore their children. They're like, well, I'm in a public place now, so they're kind of the public's children. And it's like, no, you gave birth to these things, for lack of a better term. Like, I've always hated when people are like, I deserve some time to relax at the cost of everyone else. It kind of comes back to the thing from earlier, like, just because you have issues, it's nice for other people to help you, but you can't expect it. And that's what usually is the entitled parent thing to me, in case you're curious. Karen, please. Like, I never have a parent being like, hey, can we take a thing from you? Because that would be absurd and ridiculous, right? But I'm sure it happens sometimes, but I think much more of the time it's just like, hey, you know, I want X for my child and that interferes with you and your life or whatever. I think I've had a lot of adults in my life be pretty decent, actually. Like, I once, like, had an adult, like, get out of his car and, like, be like, hey, I noticed you run across the street there. I'm not mad. You can keep doing it. I just wanted to let you know it was a real danger. I wasn't paying attention. I almost hit you. So just keep that in mind next time. Next person might not notice you at the last second. And I was like, you know, admire the honesty there, dude. He was also super Christian, and, like, maybe that's why. But it was like, huh, you know, maybe I will die. Also, should we just assume that we're not finding any sponges here? Here, just past midnight, watching you look for sponges, and I should be asleep as well, but priorities are priorities, says Hazaron. Priorities are, in fact, priorities. But how you choose them is what's important. So I've got a clever idea right here. Let me show you a cool Bedrock exclusive. So we're out of sponges right now, right? We can all confirm that is the case. I need to go get some more sponges from these places, I think. Sponge watch. Here's a sponge. I feel like a creeper because I want to... Oh, that's a terrible... You know, look, let's move off Minecraft pickup lines now. I think after the guy was like, hey, are you Minecraft because I want to spend $6 on seeing your texture pack? I think that guy's already maxed these things out. So instead, we can move on to the next most important subject of the day. Hey, girl, are you sponge because you're unreachable? You know, all I want in my life is a girl who will appreciate Minecraft pickup lines, and you just make me sad for all of this now, chat. Hey, girl, are you land? Because I rule the land chunks with. Okay, that's Minecraft memes again. But yeah, no, I think let's try and move on. It's the funny thing about streams is like sometimes I feel like I'm pretty in control of what's going on. Sometimes like the chat runs off on its own thing, and we cannot get back to it. Love watching videos. Keep up the good work. Will you continue the Realm series where you view people's realms? Honestly, I've been thinking about doing it again. I just haven't felt passion towards it, and I'm fortunate that I'm at a stage in YouTube where I can avoid a project if I don't feel like it. Like I don't have to do something just because. So I want to wait until I feel like I want to do it, and then I'll totally do it again. Hey girl, are you annoying me with mining fatigue again, so it takes me longer to get out of the house? Very specific. Let's place this lever up just like this. And now let's fly further away. Oh, no, wait. What I need to do first, because I'm out of sponges, so I definitely can't do another place. Let me show you a cool Bedrock exclusive. Huh, that was a weird noise. So we're going to find some land around here somewhere. Where's the land, you ask? I don't know. I guess the icebergs are as good a place as any. Oh, we're a bit far away from the center of the world, actually. Let's head back in, I guess. It's probably a good idea. Let's just head to, like, I don't know, this island here. Or maybe it's better if we don't do that. You know, I'm being indecisive again. But we're going to make a little Nev portal on one of these islands. Chat, would you like to pick the island? Ah, you don't get to pick the island. Actually, should we make it in the middle of the iceberg or on this little... or next to the iceberg? Let's make it next to the iceberg. I feel like this is a nice little place to have a Nev portal. Okay, so we're going to go for the rich people Nev portal, because you better believe that's how I live my life. And is that big enough? I hope so. I'm always terrified that I'm going to make a square Nev portal instead of a regular one. But yeah, if you don't know this one, chat. Wait, okay, no, it's fine. Let me show you a cool little fact you might not know. How is there a glacier next to a forest? Why is there a desert next to a jungle? You know, there are lots of questions we don't know the answers to. And it's better just not to think about them sometimes. So here's a really cool fact. If you just place sponges on Bedrock, they become dry sponges. Because the Nether drains out all the water because it's so hot here. Meaning we can just go around the place. And we can turn our wet sponges into dry sponges. Look how cool that is. I probably should get some more watering potions. But honestly, I just want to keep on going today. Like this is a little therapeutic little session for me. And I hope it is for you too. Alina Khan says, I can't believe I wasted 2 hours of my life watching this stream. You know, you only have yourself to blame. No, I hope you've, I hope that wasting your life has been a good thing for you. That's kind of what it sometimes feels like to me. Like, why did I just do that? And I'm like, you know, I had a good time. And that's the key thing for me. But, yeah, the fact that it can feel like that is still kind of interesting. The sound of the sponges drying out is so nice. Another satisfying sound in my opinion is the sponge one. Like just, it's the same noise as like dirt, I think, but it just feels better, right? Imagine thinking this stream is a waste, says Angel. Hey, there we go. That's the positivity hype we need in my life. So Kat, you converted me from Java to Bedrock, says Sarah Jane. Okay, I really want to know. Okay, anyone here who's in Sarah Jane's shoes, where you have converted from Java to Bedrock, let me know why. I know a lot of you haven't. A lot of you have gone the other way. That's cool. Unlike a lot of channels, I try not to be like, hey, there's one edition of the game you could play. If you don't, you're not cool. But if you play, also I'm kidding. I love these streams. It's all good. It's fun jokes. If you switch from Java to Bedrock, let me know why. Let me know what convinced you. What made you decide to try and switch? Because if you're especially Java to Bedrock, it's the one platform where you have choice. On Xbox, Switch, and soon to be PlayStation 4, you've got an edition that won't be updated, and you've got an edition that will. You've got an edition that's really supported, an edition that's not. It's not real choice. But Java and Bedrock are both choices. So I'd love to know what made you switch from one to the other. Crappy computer. I was expecting like some inspirational, like, oh, after I saw this feature, I had to go over. You know, I'll take that. Control support. Yeah, honestly, a lot of people crap on controllers as an input method for PC. But, like, it's the one, in my opinion, okay, you know, controversial thing here. It's fine to play competitive get shooters with keyboard and mouse, because you do have a slight edge there. But, like, controllers are the one input method that don't need to be calibrated per input. Like, a different mouse and keyboard, you have to relearn all over again. A different... Like, I love that controllers, like, it's universal. It's all there. It's all in your two hands, anywhere, sofa. Like, it works from every context. It works on every platform. It works without having to relearn each time. I love controllers, and it's cool that you do too. And a lot, you know, it's really controversial, especially in, like, the Java Bedrock world of, like, ooh, controllers. But it's like, it's cool. Try playing Windows 10 with a controller. It's actually super fun. If you have a PlayStation 4 controller, it works, because they're building in PS4 support. You have an Xbox controller, either one of the Xbox ones, these work with your Windows 10. Give it a try sometime. Bedrock looks pretty. Yeah, it's funny. My dad accidentally bought it. I play for exclusives and portability. Oh, here is something huge to me. Even if you only play Minecraft Bedrock, occasionally, let's say. I don't know how occasionally, but if you only play Minecraft Bedrock on like a, Minecraft Pocket Edition. If you play Minecraft Pocket Edition just once every, let's make up a time frame, once every week. If you make a realm, again, it costs $3.29 a month, so there is a downside to it. I'm gonna have to admit to you right now. But if you make a realm, you can transfer that same world that you had on the Java Edition over to the Bedrock Edition. Over from the Windows 10 to your phone, and you can keep playing it there. You can play on your Xbox, you can play on your phone, you can play everywhere. There's another ocean monument. Oh, and there's a village. That seems like a way more interesting thing because of its location. This is why I always feel bad when I make a portal and then I find something cool nearby, because it's like, I just want the village, man. So let's see what's going on in here. We got a light blue bed that I'm taking with me. Did I leave the shulker box? I didn't. So yeah, usually taking beds will decrease the spawn, like, amount. But I need more beds anyway, and I kind of want them to be colorful. And I don't like making colored beds myself. So I'm just going to steal them from this village, because I kind of need them anyway. Trying to complete a raid, but I can't find the last pillager. Oh, it's such a problem in Bedrock, because we don't have the the crazy lit up effect like they have on Java. It drives me crazy. There isn't a real solution for it besides sound whore like crazy. Why people always steal from these poor villagers? Hey, I'm stealing their beds so they don't have to sleep anymore. Because before beds, villagers just didn't sleep. Villagers don't sleep because they need to. Villagers sleep because they want to fit in. Now I've removed that need for them. Good guy toy cat is what I reckon. Good guy toy cat is what I reckon from this. But no, here's a question for you, chat. Because, you know, I like... We're just kind of hanging out here. It's making me feel good. Hopefully making you feel like you're having a good evening too. So, since we're just extending this for a bit longer, if you could have the ability to not sleep and never feel bad about it, but the downside is you could never sleep. No more naps, no more sleep ever, would you take that? Effectively every day. Oh, no, wait, we don't want to do this. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do this. Oh, why did I do it? Why did I do this? And I just blocked my exit. Okay, we're good. But, if you'd have the ability to never sleep, but it meant you then could never sleep, would you do it? As in, you'd feel fine, you'd feel perfectly rested. Not perfectly rested, you'd still have downs and ups in mood based on your diet or whatever it is, like blood sugar levels, I don't know how it works. But, would you take that trade-off? Or is that too big a trade-off for you? Yes, 100%. Yes, 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 yes. Anyone who says no, I'd like to hear your no's. Because I feel like yes is the majority opinion here. And I'm on team yes, right? Like, there's so much time I kind of waste sleeping. And I love sleep a lot of the time. But I feel like the bads just about outweigh the goods. Like, not by a huge amount, but by some amount. Which is a shame in my opinion. So, yeah, I would choose not to. No, because I like to avoid people by sleeping. Okay, you know, antisocial, you know, arguments got me convinced. Oh! Yeah, water gets really buggy when you're... You know, I think ocean monuments are just a weird thing. Sometimes on Bedrock. I'm actually nocturnal, so... I mean, but you still sleep in the day, right? You, like... You would... The daytime that you otherwise can skip away, you'd have to manually, like, oh, guess I'm gonna do this that way. I know, like, it would... Being nocturnal and not sleeping aren't the same thing. No, because I'd get bored in my free time. It's funny, right? Like, free time is some... I think it's, there's a lot of things in this same category. But we crave free time all the time. But if you have too much, it's a good way to get through long distance traveling. Oh, yeah, okay, you know, that is my one thing where, like, you know, I travel a lot. And, like, being able to take a nap on a plane... Oh, it's the best. There've been so many flights, like in Europe especially, like your flight time today is going to be about 115 minutes. And then I fall asleep and I wake up and the plane's hit the ground and it's like, I teleported. Nice and furry, but sleeping is nicer than my waking life. Sorry if that sounds so edgy. No, I think one of the problems of the modern world is depression, right? Like depression is very, very common. Or maybe not even depression, right? Like, but I don't know what you'd even define this one as. But and I spend so much time trying to think about why. Like, I don't know why I do this. Like, it's not like if I knew like what the solution was, I could actually make it happen. But I like to believe in my head that like if I just think long enough, I'll work out the solution to depression. If I think long enough, then I can cure world hunger. Again, it's a stupid thought, but it's what my brain does. And I was trying to think about depression and suicide. They're both significantly up, like over any metric of time recently. And again, people can make the same arguments they can make for everything on this. But one of the arguments I heard for it was really interesting. That like humans have a natural tendency towards suicide and depression. Like not a natural tendency to a certain percentage of humans, quite a higher percentage than we'd like to believe. And for the longest time, when you know like churches and stuff are so prevalent. Like, if you honestly believed you were going to go to hell when you died, you wouldn't want to, right? Again, I'm not trying to say we should all be religious for the sake of not killing ourselves. But I'm thinking, what I am saying is like, imagine flight to New Zealand with no sleep. You know, actually, that's a good point. That's a good point. Even with sleep, that flight was crazy long. Without sleep, it would just be like, well, this is a thing. 550 people a year in New Zealand. It's a serious problem, right? But like, what if it raises the question of like, is it fine to lie to people for good reasons? And I want to know that one too, actually. Like, because there's a lot of trade-offs we're always making, and one is like, the truth always seems like the best thing, but there are a lot of situations where we lied to achieve good things, and it's kind of okay. But no one wants to be lied to. That's the funny thing, right? Like, everyone is fine with lying to someone else for the greater good, but no one wants to be lied to for the greater good. Because if you were willing to be lied to for the greater good, then you wouldn't want to know, like, this is my favorite example. Again, I have, to my best of my knowledge, never cheated on or been cheated on by a romantic partner. But a thing I'm fascinated by is like every single relationship buddy has the same, every single girlfriend I've ever had said the same thing of like, yeah, you know, would definitely want to know. It's like, you know, surely if it's okay to lie to people, then you should just lie about that for the sake of saving your relationship. But we all agree that's not true, right? Everyone agrees that, like, no, I'd like to know. Like, please, don't, it would hurt me to learn, but I still want to know. Everyone seems okay with the concept of lying for good reasons. Like, if we could convince millions of people not to die, then that would be a worthwhile cost of making up a great big lie. But then no one wants to be lied to specifically about it. And I think I've always thought that's one of my favorite contradictions. I see you're growing a small beard. It's a very small beard. This is 2 weeks now. Wait, 2 weeks, and this is 15 days. This is half a month. Do you see how short this is? Like, I don't know how to describe how, I'll take a hair off, and I'll show you the length. I can't even. It's like, it's less than a centimeter of beard hair in a month. How is that even true? Isn't this just the Matrix, red pill or blue pill? Oh, it kind of is, right? Although, you can't say red pill anymore because it means a community of people on the internet that are perhaps seen as unsavory. I got shielded on a girl I wasn't in a relationship with. Middle school is weird. That sounds like a story by itself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place a piston. I'm not going to place a piston. That seems wasteful. I'll place a prismarine block here. And now we're going to just break the sponge. It's a nice noise, isn't it? You've saved my life more than once. That means a lot to me. I hope that I hope that you find people that aren't me, but I'm glad that that helps me and helps anyone in the slightest. But on my experience, people who also have religion have a hard time recovering. Yeah, I think that's why a lot of religions need to have like, or even do have like the concept of like, no matter what you did wrong, it can be forgiven. Even though it's not true that like, you know, if you killed a school bus full of children, you're gonna go to hell regardless. But like, you know, you can confess and make everything better. Like, oops, I killed that school bus full of children, but it's fine, and I'll still go to heaven. That man-child bit. Ouch, mad Aussie lad. That's the worst bit about having a bit like this. Like, I need to stream with facecam. That's if I don't have facecam on, people question, like, so why not? And, like, it's impossible for me to physically grow a beard without having this middle stage. So I'm sorry. I do look like someone who's, like, trying to look like an adult, but literally cannot pull it off. Like, it's funny, because most beards add to your age. I think this beard makes me look younger, right? What do you reckon, chat? Does the beard make me look younger or older? I think it also, like... Oh, I just realized now. Also, thank you for the super chat. I'm gonna... I feel like Toycat violates terms of service twice a stream. What did I do today to violate terms of service? I feel like I might have, but I hope not. Thank you, Knagsiska Jag, for the 10 Swedish crowns. And thank you, Asda Meme Deal, for the £1 Toycat is yes. I missed it. But thank you, Asda Meme Deal. You look like a year 9. You're not. You're so mean, Chloe Booth. I don't. You're so mean all the time. Everyone compliment Toycat for the next 60 seconds. It makes you look 15, Lamau. See, right? It's crazy because I don't know. Although I just realized on the spot why beards are generally, again, this beard. I want to clarify right now. I'm under no illusion this is a good-looking beard. I'm not complimenting myself. I'm complimenting you look both 15 and 45. Oh man, I don't know how I feel about that one either. You look like you reversed puberty, yet somehow grew a beard. Like, I don't know, like, clean shaven is a... anyway, I think the reason that people like beards, as an abstract, not everyone, not... Oh, man! Why do that to me? Oh. You know what? I'm not gonna finish it now. But yeah, thank you, Hem Basket for alarms. I totally agree with that. Like, I don't know how that's true, but I swear it is. Like, I somehow do look both 15 and 30, 40, 40, 45. I'm 15 and can't grow a beard. But no, the reason I think that beards are desirable as a general, again, not mine, have to clarify, etc., etc., etc. But I think it's because, like, the thing that makes a male face male is the chin. Like, it's funny. Okay, you know, this is stupid, but I love the psychological side of makeup and hair choices and stuff like that. Like, again, call that stupid if you want. But, like, I love knowing why it is that I find the things that I find attractive, or why it's the things that men as a whole find attractive. Like long hair, for instance. Side note, by the way. You know, again, we're just talking here. I'm going to offend some people, but I need to get to the bottom of this issue, and no one in my real life pays attention to this sort of thing. So, tell me, chat. Please, humor me. But it feels like long hair is significantly less common these days, right? Like, on women, I should say. Like, probably on men, too. Actually, I feel like on men it's more common, and on women it's less common. But, you know, my hair, maybe you consider my hair long. You know, you be the boss of that judgment. But long hair is, like, significantly less common now, right? On women than on men. Is that a correct judgment? I think that's a real shame, because the reason that long hair is usually considered attractive, like, it generally speaking, it's, you know, that's just how things are considered, is because, I believe, but I looked into it, and the reason it's considered, like, you know, usually attractive or whatever, is because it signals to your brain, again, not consciously, subconsciously. This proves the point about having two brains, by the way. Like, there are things you notice that you don't know that you notice. And one is that long hair usually signifies, it signifies that you've had that many years of healthy hair growth. Because all people want in a partner is someone who signifies that they are, you know, like healthy, usually youthful, and, you know, like other characteristics like that. And it's also, I'm crawling again, but yeah, that's one of the things that clarifies it. I'm a woman with long hair, and most of my girlfriends have relatively short hair. Yeah, it's a really, really common thing now, right? Am I crazy about that, or is that true? Chat, tell me, am I just like a confused old man or 15-year-old? Or is like long hair way less common? I don't even know them when. Like, is it just not common anymore? Let me know, chat. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that, because it could be that, like, you know, I don't have a sample size of the entire world. I live in a little bubble, right? Like, I only see, on a daily basis, I see fewer than like 50 people. But amongst those people, my impression is, because I noticed, like, at the coffee shop, there was like a member of staff, in fact, had crazy long hair. Like, I thought it was really cool. I was like, man, that's the best. But yeah, I know lots of folks with long hair. Okay, wait, we're gonna see as a whole. Let's see, do people agree or they disagree? I think short hair is more common for a specific look. A lot of people with long hair, mostly girls though. Toy Cat CF Cube. Just random homophobia there. Depression is more common than long hair. You know what? Okay, Marcel, I reckon that's true. I'm gonna go as crazy as to say that. I think it's with trends, what celebrities are doing, trying new things. I've noticed as well, a lot of girls with shoulder length hair. But I feel like it's only gone downhill for the last, like, you know, like 10 years or something. Again, maybe eventually, maybe it's like all things where we trend up and down. But there's this funny thing where, like, if you're attractive enough, you don't need to care about makeup tips or fashion tips or anything like that. Which is why you can see so much, there are so many, like, fashion advice things that you can follow that are really you just trying to impersonate someone that had those characteristics by default. And I'm not saying, like, oh, there are some people who can never be attractive, which is, I hope is not true, for the sake of myself. But I think it's interesting that that's how, like, trends work. But no, yeah, so it's interesting that, like, oh yeah, long hair just indicates that, like, you've had that many years of healthy growth, and therefore you're a healthy individual, and you'd be a good partner for that reason. Or, like, the reason that eyeliner, I don't know what it's called, like the one that goes around your eyes, the reason that's so popular is because it makes your eyes look wider, which is, you know, it comes across as either cute. And the reason that the red lips thing is because that's how, you know, people are after, you know, a certain base level instinct thing, right? I won't go more into depth because people always already accusing me of breaking terms of service rules. Long hair always looks good in women, but you have to have a certain face shape to look with short hair. Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing where it's a lot of I think that's honestly what it is. Like, you can break trends, but it's harder to, right? Like, this is true for anything. You can be a Minecraft YouTuber. I'm going to take my favorite thing. Also, thank you very much, Hen Fire Alarms. What does the chat think of fire alarms? Man, Hen Basket Fire Alarms? We're going to get chat's opinion on fire alarms right now. What do you think about fire alarms? Loud. But no, I think, like, within any category, you can follow the general rules, or you can choose not to follow the general rules, but it's harder, and you need to compensate in some way. Also, are there no sponges in this one either? That can't be the case, right? Or maybe I got sponges and I just didn't realize it. But as best I can see so far, no sponges, no dice. Oh wait, no, I must have gone for a sponge room once. Okay. But where are the sponges if I got sponge? Okay, there they are. I got 44 wet sponges. Where's the boundary between long and short? Fire alarms are kind of hot, not gonna lie. Fire alarms are terrifying, but I love chat's opinion on fire alarms. Like, I don't know why, like, any opinion about fire alarms is amusing to me. I missed one of these sponges. That was almost a tragedy right there. That was almost a modern day tragedy. I agree with fire alarms. Not a common opinion, but glad you're expressing it anyway. Fire alarms are absolute fire. That's a joke that should have... it's a shame that one was missed for so long. But yeah, no, okay, so... Chat, do you reckon we're going to find sponges, or do you think I've gone in circles enough times? I disagree with fire alarms. Honestly, I would like to know. Again, personally, I like data of any form. Again, that's why I'm fascinated by the fact that, like, oh, that's why, like, long hair is attractive, or that's why eyeliner is attractive, or, like, because there are lots of things that I notice that are attractive in people, and learning what the things behind them is interesting, even though it feels weird knowing that, like, oh yeah, it turns out your brain is just a monkey brain working out all these different things. But one of the things that is interesting to me to dive too deep into. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Wait, I'll work it out. I'll read the chat message that triggered me there. Yeah, I have no clue, actually. I have no clue. I was talking about something. Chat, do you remember what I was talking about? If you don't, then I guess we'll move on. It was something important. But yeah, no, it's cool to have conversations about anything, I feel like. Oh no, yeah, the data behind fire alarms, and like if we could calculate, like 4 people a year are saved by fire alarms, it's probably much more. Yeah, the psychology of danger. Like, I love the psychology on any subject. I love the why we think the way we do. So I would love to know if we could calculate how many lives are saved a year by fire alarms, and how many fire alarms go off falsely. How many people have hearing damage and tinnitus and stuff like that? Let's say we did the calculation. I don't think it would come out this way, but who knows? Let's say we could do the calculation and find, with guarantees that, like, oh yeah, we only save like 3 people a year because fire alarms are only part of the solution. We save 3 people a year fire alarms, but we give 3,000 people tinnitus, and we annoy another 30,000 or something. If we found out that was true, would you then remove a fire alarm from your own house? Or would you advocate for removing them from other people's houses, let's say? Let's go a step further on this one. Wouldn't that be interesting? Actual fires are much more rare than when fire alarms go off. It's hard to tell. Yeah, right. I think the numbers would be seriously skewed in favor of hearing damage. It's just what happens if the fire alarm catches fire? There's actually radioactive material in a fire alarm, so you probably don't want that to catch fire. My dad has tinnitus. Oh yeah, pro tip, tinnitus is horrendous. Like, again, this is one of the most common psychological biases we have, is that we really underestimate things we don't know about. And logically, right? Like, you can't... But we don't think about what we don't think about. Does that make sense? Like, when you're not thinking about all the things that you're constantly not thinking about. I try sometimes, but it's still not great. I look away for an hour and still fire alarms. Oh no, hi Toycat. Nice to be on the stream. Haven't been here for a while. Hey, good to see you, OMG, it's Jordan. Hope you're having a great Friday evening. 1 AM with Toycat, going around ocean monuments, getting sponges. This is the dream, is it not? Is this not the dream? You need some milk. Why do I need some milk? I mean, I do have a lot of cereal that I don't currently milk up. You're right, I do need some milk. Yeah, I'm going to conclude that there's no more sponge rooms in this whole place. It's very sad. Americanium. Is it really Americanium? No way. I learned something crazy that polonium was named after, like, I didn't know Marie Curie was actually a Polish scientist. And I want to say, I could be wrong about that being related, but I want to say polonium was named because she named it after her country. One sec, I need to Google that. I feel weird, like, disseminating false information. So I'm just going to sit in the corner here. Polonium. Because I know polonium's named after Poland. Yep, it was discovered by Mary and Pierre Curie. Ah, fun fact. Both Polish scientists. Hey, look at me. Fun fact to Toy Cat. So your fire alarm has a, yeah, there's a lot of things that came from polonium. And you don't even, like, you might not know, like, Americanium, it's obvious it's named after America. There's a few ones named after countries that don't exist anymore, I think. But it's not so obvious that polonium is named after Poland. I don't know why that is, actually, like, whatever. Also, yeah, I'm like, almost sure now we're not going to find another one of these. I want to believe, but I think I'm believing wrong. If I'm believing right, then it's definitely news to me, you know. Okay, just, come on. I can't keep mining through the... Yeah, there's no more, right? There's no way I'm finding something after all of this. Go to sleep, it's 1 AM. I've been going for a weird sleep thing recently. I'm good with not sleeping. Personally. Mojang Makeship, which we could breed villages with animals to make... You know what? That's the worst cat chat I've ever read. You know what? That chat, that one comment alone. You know, that reminds me, maybe we should be leaving the stream today. But no, this has been a fun time. I think we're going to abandon this particular... Yeah, let's just conclude there is definitely no way we're ending this one up. This was a fun little ocean monument, but we're going to have to head to another one. But I think we'll do that in due course, which is another way of saying in the future, which is another way of saying not now. So yeah, I don't know how long this stream was, but it's been one of my longer ones in a while. Let's tally up the spoils of war though. Before we go, let's see what we found today. Because I started today's stream with, it would have been 24 gold, I guess, and just over 100 sponges, maybe like 150. So now what we have, we're gonna have to organize these sponges, I guess. So now instead of about 150 sponges, we have 64 times, I don't know why my maths isn't working. 64 times 8 is, I should know that off the top of my head, because it's got to be like a base number. 512? No, 256, right? No, 512. 64 times 8, 512. And then we've got another 24, 536. Then we've got another 55, 585. We're doing seriously well on the sponges. We're doing pretty great with sponges. And also, look how many gold blocks we've gotten. That's 88 blocks of gold. Also, we got some beds and some prismarine. Way too much prismarine, but still, we got some prismarine. Isn't that cool? So yeah, this has been a fun little live stream. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Mission accomplished, I said. So yeah, we got some sponges. It's part of a bigger project that you'll see at some point. Oh, it's part of a big sponge collection project you'll see that will tie into a future project on the channel. I don't know what that'll be, but I'm just letting you know. It's something I want to work with. So I decided to. Thank you for showing up. Thank you to everyone who stuck along the whole stream. I appreciate you all. Even, you know, those of you who chatted, that means a lot to me. But even if you just showed up and you're like, hey, I exist, you know, that matters to me too. And you know what? Thank you for coming along to the live stream. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. It's 1 AM in the UK, so I hope the rest of your evening is sleep. But regardless of what the rest of the evening actually is, I hope you have a good one of those. Because for now, I'm going to see you all in the next live stream. Goodbye.